make this work until the other imbeciles show up. Oh boy. All right, we live. What's going on? CJ Squared episode. Oh, make sure this one's on silent. Episode 152. 2 weeks ago, from 2 weeks away from the 4-year anniversary show. 4 years, Chris. Four
That's
years of
crazy.
doing CJ Squared, doing picks, making.
The thing is that that's the first time. I think I only met you like maybe like because remember we did like a pre-show
Yeah.
maybe like a week before that. I mean, I think I had been in your in your fantasy leagues and all that and talked like a little bit like that, but
No.
I don't think I'd ever actually. I don't think we ever really talked
Sit down
before
and had
that.
conversations, and now we have conversations. It's
Yeah,
just talking, just kicking it. You know what I'm saying? It just tells
yeah. I
you
mean,
about the
now we're boys, but back then it was just kind
yeah,
of like, hey, I think me and Joey had always talked about doing something like this, but we could never
yeah.
get kind of the other guy, that we were like, we
Like
have to.
Brian.
I mean, like Brian just is like Brian's good, but he just does he'll do the comedy. I mean, he just is like, oh well, he's got too many things going on,
I
and
got too
then
many things going on too.
oh yeah, true. But I think he
I
does
mean,
like he'll do like podcasts for like comic books and stuff. I think he
I
does a
know,
lot
I
of that.
know. I mean, he's big time. I mean, anytime you get a booth at Awesome Con here in DC, and you go up to the one that also the Comic Con they have in New York and do some stuff, that's big time.
Well,
I
his
can't knock that
one of
man.
his things I think recently got is you can buy it at Target now.
Oh, bro.
Yeah, one of his
But too bad I don't shop there, so I can't go buy it.
That's
Too
right.
bad I'm not
You
going to Target to
you're
buy it.
boycotting it.
He still owes me like 3 comics. He said he was going to get me. I was going out there trying to buy his comics, but I couldn't find them. And he was supposed to come to our school and everything. And a little girl came in. I had a kid that came in my office, would read his comics like for a couple of weeks. Would look through his comics that I had at school.
Yeah.
But anyway, talking about sports, talking about the NFL free agency market that is open. Of course, we got some. I guess I don't know any big splashes. We got some trades. We got DK to Pittsburgh. We got Devontae Adams getting picked up by the Rams.
I mean, I feel
Justin
like
Fields
there
going
was
to
a
the
lot of
Jets.
I feel like a lot of the bigger names, like got released. I mean, you looking at kind of Darnold. I mean, I think Darnold, everybody was wondering where he was going to go. That was a pretty big one. And then
Uh-huh.
he goes to Seattle.
Yeah.
Daniel
And he
Jones.
goes to Seattle and they get rid of DK and they get rid of Tyler Lockett.
Yeah, I mean they're completely, I guess, in
It's
rebuilding
JSN
mode.
season though, baby. If JSN is on one of your teams, you might want to hold on to that
Yeah, I mean,
guy.
you wonder where he's post. I mean, I'm sure fantasy will probably have a post post free agency
Uh-huh.
rankings and where he actually is. Let me see post free agency. I mean, the thing is he's gonna get. I mean, I felt like he was almost moving up the rankings last year anyway. Um, Let me see if I do post free
He
agency
finished in the top
fantasy.
10. I ain't gonna lie, he was my ticket to a championship in Rodney's league. He punched my ticket for me.
Did he have a big week at the
He had his big week. He had his big week. Him and AJ Brown had big weeks, week 16 before the championship. I beat the number one guy in the league. Like he scored like 150, but I scored like 170.
oh
And
geez.
this is a league where the average score is like 100.
So you went off.
I went off right in time.
I'm looking up, see if I can have. I mean, I would imagine though. Well,
So
here
and
it
then
says IDP risers and fallers. Let me see.
you said IDP. That's the
Oh,
that's the defensive guys though.
that's defensive guys. Let me
Yeah.
see.
I
Yeah, I'm
mean
seeing.
Justin Fields may be a QB1, right? With because of the legs, and he
Yeah,
still
I mean
has
that's
got his boy from college. I mean, he signed a 2-year deal with the Jets. Um, I mean, you had Debo coming on down to the Commanders.
Well, they were
Uh,
asking today, is he? I mean, they were saying to see who still had something left, and they were talking about Debo, who I mean,
Debo.
to me, I think he was overpriced a couple years ago, but I
Uh-huh.
think he's still man, they got this as Fantasy Pros, which that's our spot there.
Oh, that's our spot.
They
That's
got
what-
they got Brian Thomas probably just because of lack of other guys. They got him at
uh-huh.
7 overall.
Oh, wow.
And they
The,
got
the
so
current ranking.
they got Jackson Smith and the Jigba at 16.
Oh, okay. I guess maybe because the quarterback.
I mean, yeah, you got to have somebody who get it to him, but at the same
Mhm.
time, probably also have to prove himself. But I mean, so yeah, I think that there's definitely some guys who are loving it. I mean, really, I feel like this was a pretty weak free agency class. Like, Aaron Jones was your top running back, Chris Godwin, who's good, but he's coming off of an injury. And then you got
Mhm.
like after Godwin, you start getting into really old guys, Adams, Cup, Diggs,
I
Cooper.
know.
The tight end that they're ranking the best tight end free agent was Juwan Johnson. Evan Ingram was out there. Uh, yeah, so not really any. Josh Sweat, who signed with Arizona, he's a Virginia boy. He signed.
Yeah.
He was the number one edge rusher.
Did he leave from he left Philly, didn't he?
He left. He went to Arizona.
Yeah. Philly
Yeah,
lost him and they lost Gardner Johnson, the other their safety.
and that guy we're talking about on there, Mekhi Becton, who knows where he'll go. So
Oh yeah, I'm surprised they didn't want to bring him back, man. I think he was like does he want to go somewhere and play tackle again? Because he
I
moved
mean,
from tackle
I
to
just the thing is with Philly is when you start paying all these guys, that's the
they,
thing is that
yeah,
once you get good, it's hard to stay at that level. I mean, we see Kansas City figures it out, but they've got a lot of holes every year.
yeah.
Mahomes covers up for a lot of their.
He covers the holes up, and the defense usually just is plug and play too. So that
But I mean, they haven't. I mean, Rashee Rice has come in, but like they kind of are an open door at wide receiver, running back, and they kind of
Mhm.
just bounce guys around. So it's hard to stay in the NFL. It's hard to stay and do what Kansas City's done.
or do what New England was doing and stuff
Yeah, I
like that.
mean, so Philly's trying, but they got a lot of guys. They got Darius Slay. I think they cut him, right?
I think so. Oh,
Let me see.
he signed with somebody else.
Oh, so he signed with. They cut him, and I think he signed with Pittsburgh. Um, who else is out there? DJ Reed he's on Detroit now.
Yeah, if he was just moving around.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah. So Byron
well,
Murphy was Byron Murphy. Who was he? Was he on?
so Seattle for a minute.
He's on Minnesota
That's a
last year.
tackle, right?
No,
That's
the
a D
corner.
tackle.
The
Oh, the corner. Is he
the
he for the Vikings?
what's the tackle? Byron, is it Byron Murphy also?
Somebody Murphy. Like it's so
Byron
many.
Murphy, yeah, it's also Byron Murphy. He's Seattle.
Okay,
He's the
okay,
defensive tackle. The other
okay.
Byron Murphy is who we're saying the
Number 7 for the Vikings.
Byron Murphy corner is he's 7.
Okay, he's still he's moving. Where is he
He
going?
signed back with Minnesota.
Okay. Man, so
Yeah.
they brought some players in too.
Darius Slay. Let me see. Did he get cut? Yeah, so they cut him and then he signed with Pittsburgh. So he's staying pretty close. So yeah, so
Hold
you
on.
get in some of the guys we think where their best fits are.
Oh yeah, I'm ready, man. I'm looking at DK Metcalf. I guess he got engaged to this R&B singer named Normani.
Let me see.
I'm just looking at him on ESPN. She got some decent songs. But she was in a group called X Factor, Fifth Harmony.
Oh,
Well,
I know that group.
DK got
Normani.
a 5-year, 150 million extension. What's going to happen to the old boy George Pickens when his time come up? How they gonna pay him too?
It's gonna have. I mean, because
Is
he's.
George Pickens the number one there or DK?
I would still say for the next probably 2 years that DK would still probably be the guy.
Was DK the number one in Seattle?
What did he do last year?
He was at the season started. He was balling out. He had an injury, and JSN took over.
Let me see his. Let me see last year.
People overpaying basically.
Yeah. So 2024, yeah, he played 15 games. He had 108 targets, 66 catches, 5 touchdowns. So that's the least amount of touchdowns. So he had the least amount of touchdowns, least amount of yards he's had in a couple years. He didn't.
That's worth 150 million. He got a good agent.
I mean, I think Pittsburgh probably is thinking let me see Jackson. Let me see what Jackson Smith-Njigba did. So he had 5 touchdowns. Metcalf did. Let me see what Smith-Njigba had. I feel like he was better than him, right?
Oh, JSN? Oh, yeah. My YouTube just went out on. Hold on, let me just pull it up on live. Okay, so we do have a couple of free agents or people out there that are still out there, and we're gonna talk about their best fit. So we got Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, Cooper Kupp. We got J.K. Dobbins, Mekhi Becton, and Cam Robinson. So for Russell Wilson, what do you think the best fit's going to be?
Hold on, just real quick there. I looked up Smith-Njigba. He had 100 catches to what's his name's like 60?
66 from DK.
1,130 yards to like 9 something, and then he had 6 touchdowns to his 5 touchdowns. So he beat him in all 3.
You know what? I think it was more of a freaking problem than it was a DK Metcalf. Maybe it was a Geno problem.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they just don't throw a lot of touchdowns.
And the Raiders went ahead and scooped him. But yeah, wow. Okay.
Yeah, so for me, I mean, I know I saw he was meeting with the Giants tomorrow.
Giants. Oh yeah, because Giants, all they have is Tommy Cutlets, right?
They got
Hey!
Yeah, because I don't know. I don't think Drew Lock, I don't know if he signed anywhere, but I don't think he's there anymore. I'm gonna go. I mean, I think kind of what I was reading is gonna be Cleveland, or I mean, some people say he could sign back with Pittsburgh. I feel like he goes to the Giants. That's not a bad fit. You already know at that point he's a bridge guy anyway to the next quarterback.
Yeah.
Everyone's saying, okay, well, maybe they're picking early. That way, at least it gives them a guy to put out on the field that's not just horrible, but then they don't have to necessarily – they'll be bad enough where they still will be in the running for a high quarterback next year, but they won't be so bad that, like, they'll have to watch Locke or Jones or that level. Russell Wilson is still a step up from those guys, so and I feel like, okay, well, you got Cleveland at the number 2 pick. I don't think I feel like Cam Ward is a viable option maybe there because I think he's going to go, but who knows what happens with Tennessee.
Yeah.
But I feel like if Cam Ward's not there, now if Cam Ward's there, I think Cleveland does that, but Cleveland's another team that just needs a lot of stuff. To me, unless your guy is unless you really are, just go out and get the best available. If you need that much stuff out there, and unless the guy's just blowing you away, and with Cleveland losing signing Myles Garrett back, they've got a lot of money locked in.
Into a huge contract.
Oh, I mean, what did it say? The highest paid?
Highest paid defensive player ever, I believe.
And so to me, I feel like when you're that bad off, you just take best what you feel is the best, the guy who has the best chance of making the Hall of Fame in an important position, which maybe that's Abdul Carter, maybe it's one of those linemen, like wherever it is that you feel like this guy's just going to get, we're just going to get really good talent in the room and then just figure it out later, as opposed to drafting for need. If you're that bad, to me, you don't really draft for need like that unless you're a player, unless it's a guy you just feel like Daniels or Caleb Williams that could change your franchise around. So to me, I feel like he goes to the Giants just because I feel like you're going to give him a little bit more money.
Well, Garrett's contract he has the highest non-quarterback contract in history, $40 million a year. And he was just talking about wanting to trade. So he really didn't want to trade. He just wanted more money.
He's saying, make me the highest paid ever of non-quarterback or trade.
Or trade me. Yeah, that's what he said. So I got him going back to the Steelers, right? I was thinking about Aaron Rodgers to the Steelers, but once the Steelers brought in DK Metcalf, I was like, wow, okay, get DK and Wilson together. They had chemistry when they played together in Seattle, and Wilson has a little chemistry now with Pickens. They just need to fill a running back hole when they should have a pretty decent offense. So I think he really re-signed with Steelers, but I could be wrong. Now, what about Aaron Rodgers? I don't know why I put Seattle on my paper when Seattle just signed Aaron, signed Sam Darnold.
I mean, it's kind of the like the which ones, where's it going to fall first? Because if like you said he goes to Pittsburgh, now it leaves basically a couple teams that need it. Some people are saying, does he go to Aaron Rodgers, go to Minnesota? Same kind of thing. Is McCarthy going to be ready? That's a team that
if he goes to Minnesota, then he is taking the same
everything is Brett Favre.
Same Brett Favre path. You realize
Brett Favre, though, but the thing is Brett Favre wasn't great in the Jets, came back to Minnesota and was really good at Minnesota.
I'm saying though, but that'll be the same exact.
No, that would be crazy if he did.
Packers, Jets, Vikings.
I mean, those Vikings teams were really good with Favre on there.
They had a chance to make it to Super Bowl one year, and they lost to the Saints.
I mean, the thing is that Minnesota team is good, and Aaron Rodgers, he wasn't. If you look at his numbers, wasn't horrible last year. He just wasn't Aaron Rodgers at all.
Nah, he's not Aaron Rodgers anymore. Anyway,
no. And so the thing is the worst thing with him is he just doesn't escape and extend plays like he used to be able to do, and then that gets him to forcing. And there's plays where, because when Aaron Rodgers was in his prime, you rarely saw him make bad decisions with the football.
He did not. He did make bad decisions. He just killed people.
I mean, you would have like 3 interceptions a year. It'd be crazy.
A year, exactly.
And then now he's throwing 12 or 13, which is crazy to think of a guy. And some of that is, look, if you're forcing stuff because you can't get out, you can't get out of the pocket, or maybe you lose a little bit less in your arm. You're just like, as you get older, those things can't, the same stuff, you can't make all the same plays.
You can't, man. Let's say Father Time is undefeated.
So yeah, I mean, maybe he goes. I have the Steelers, but look, if you like you said, if Wilson goes to the Pittsburgh, which I don't think is a bad fit, because I think both of those guys probably give them kind of
a bridge too, right?
They're not.
Is Arthur Smith still the OC?
Is he? Yeah, I think he is probably.
Okay.
I mean, they're different players in that Russell Wilson still wants to push the ball, the deep ball, but they both, either way, the Pittsburgh they both have a massive upgrade in the offensive from the Jets, as far as Garrett Wilson was good, Devontae Adams, and I don't even know really why the Jets were bad, because you look at their skill guys, and they just, was it all Aaron Rodgers? I don't know. You know, like
I think it was. I think it's more of just culture.
well, and that's
Because
the thing with
remember, they had all those firings, all those things going on.
I mean, the
And
Jets have been a dumpster fire for a long time.
yeah,
And the thing is with Aaron Rodgers, where Russell Wilson, he seems kind of like a cornball, but he isn't necessarily a huge
distraction.
distraction. Aaron Rodgers is definitely a distraction.
Yeah, like one of the things that the Jets said that if he wanted to stay there, he couldn't go on the Pat McAfee show anymore.
Oh yeah, because he just spouts off
Because
ridiculous stuff on
because
there.
Aaron Glenn is a new coach, right? Aaron Glenn
Yeah.
came in. So yeah.
But
They
remember,
got
Brett Favre was a distraction his ends of his career. Remember all that?
yeah, he was texting women his Johnson.
So yeah, obviously he is following in his footsteps all the way.
Yeah,
Just a
you ain't
different.
lying.
It's just
Yeah.
instead of texting wiener pics, it's
No,
COVID stuff
you know
and
what? I
vaccination.
honestly thought that I posted on Twitter. I saw somebody talk about Aaron Rodgers, and I immediately thought the Steelers, right? But you said it's going to depend on which one signed somewhere first,
Yeah,
right?
which
I mean,
domino
because
falls. Yeah.
Daniel Jones signed with the Colts. I mean, there aren't. I mean, they brought Geno in for the Raiders because the Raiders must have felt like, you know what, we're not trading up, and it is what it is. They might get lucky and get Sanders anyway because I heard his stock is dropping,
Oh yeah.
right? So they still may have him and have Geno as kind of that stopgap for them. But if you're the Giants or the Steelers, if the Steelers are in win mode, win now mode, I think either one of these guys is going to help them. I mean, I don't think they're going to push them past the Ravens or even the Bills and the Chiefs, but I don't know. It kind of like wherever they sign, they sign.
I mean, I think that it's kind of where the Steelers have been. It just is like kind of a lateral move that just makes either one of these
Mm-hmm.
guys, it kind of makes them just a playoff team that's probably going to get bounced in the first round. That's kind of what they've been.
But they have been the last couple of consistent years that Joey keeps talking about.
Yeah,
Um,
because I mean their culture and stuff is good, but I think it's just you eventually you need to be
need to win, man,
you need to win. So,
when it matters most.
I feel like maybe Tomlin says, well, and that might be a Tomlin call where he says, you know what, I don't want to deal with Rodgers BS.
Yep. Just bring Wilson here. You think Rodgers will play for the Giants?
I mean, I think Rodgers probably
Stay
just
in
does is just
stay in New York
I mean,
or go to
I think Rodgers
Minnesota.
just probably still wants to play at this point. And I still think he thinks he wants to go out, because right now he's got that bad taste in his mouth. And who knows?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe Achilles is a tough injury to come back.
Yeah.
Maybe he
come back
needed
better
that
this
year.
year.
Maybe he needed a year, maybe that because guys are a lot of times are better after 2 seasons on Achilles.
Yeah. And remember, do you remember when he wanted to come back at the end of the Jets season?
That was I think that part of it was he rushed way too fast to try to get back and he was like using all this weird medical stuff.
That ayahuasca.
Oh yeah.
It's ayahuasca he be smoking.
Oh geez, that
good. All right. So anyway, we got Cooper Kupp. I got Cooper Kupp. I said, you know what? The Dallas Cowboys should sign Cooper Kupp.
That's a name I heard.
Cowboys could use a viable number 2 for CeeDee Lamb. You seen Cooper Kupp he has no qualms with being the number 2 because look what happened to him when he was playing with Puka Nacua. So I think that'd be a good fit. I mean, I like Brandon Cooks, but he done. And then if you take Brandon Cooks away, Brandon Cooks was the Cowboys' number 2. The number 3 is Jalen Tolbert. And Tolbert has had some flashes, but to be a threat and a number 2 the whole time, I mean, like, nobody has the ultimate number 2 like Cincinnati, but I think the Steelers will be that way now, right? Steelers going to have DK and George Pickens. So that's a nice combination to have.
Yeah.
But I got Cup's best fit to go to the Cowboys. He's a good run blocking receiver and a good possession receiver. Good in He's good in short spaces, like in a phone booth. And the Cowboys need that right there to get quick passes out of Dak's hands, so he got to hold the ball the whole time.
I mean, I do like the fit. That was one of the names. A couple I had kind of I fell on Jacksonville only because they're kind of in the same boat of
Oh
a
yeah,
good one.
yeah.
The reason, and really I had Dallas and Jacksonville was kind of the two names I had gone back and forth on. The reason I ended up with Jacksonville is I think the wide receiver coach, he was the wide receiver coach, is now in Jacksonville and was also like an assistant offensive coordinator or something with Cooper Kupp. So I
Okay.
just felt like, okay, that connection of the two, but the same kind of thing. I think maybe they think, they can even mentor. Kupp could come in and mentor Brian Thomas Jr. And, because, I mean, there's a lot of stuff. Brian Thomas Jr. as a receiver is kind of the opposite of Kupp, an absurd athlete that's just going to be, he's going to light you up as far as, 3 catches. He's only going to need to catch 2 or 3 times to get his, where Cooper Kupp is like a volume type of, like you said, phone booth kind of possession guy. He's going to kill you on like choice routes, slants, things like that. So, Brian Thomas could learn a lot from Cooper Kupp as far as being that a kind of more complete, well-rounded receiver.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I feel like Cooper Kupp is kind of the consummate pro. Like he's kind of the guy, you never hear a negative thing about him other than just like the injury issues. But as far as just as you hear a lot of like diva receivers.
Mm-hmm.
He's the least diva receiver there is. And I think a lot of that comes from probably what got him there as far as, a guy who was a 1-star, I don't even know if he was
Yeah.
a star.
Triple Crown winner though.
And then, I think he had like one Division I offer. Actually, I don't even think it was Division I. He played at Eastern Washington. That's not even Division I, I don't think, is it?
It's I think it's 1 AA.
Yeah. So, I mean, and then to go from that to Triple Crown Offensive Player of the Year one year, like, you got to have
Was he
a
the
work
MVP of
ethic.
Super Bowl? Was he the MVP, right?
Was he? Yeah.
He was
I
the
can't
MVP
remember.
of
I
Super
think he
Bowl as
was,
well.
but I mean, that's the thing is that a guy like that, you never hear anything negative about Cooper
Nope,
Kupp.
nope, nope,
So,
nope.
I think you just bring a guy like that into your locker room that's willing to just know the playbook inside and out. It could help a younger receiver. It could even help CD Lamb though if he goes there.
Oh yeah, definitely. Cooper Kupp's wide receiver coach, if he went to Jacksonville, will be Edgar Bennett, Chris, the running back for the old running back from the Packers.
Geez.
But he was the wide receivers coach for the Raiders the last couple of years.
Yeah, I know. I think he said he was. I just read that somewhere when I was looking kind of.
And I'm reading that, I see a whole bunch of things. They got some CBS Sports says the Ravens and the Cowboys. Ravens just signed DeAndre Hopkins, so I doubt that. They got the Patriots. They got the Broncos. Broncos do not. Hold on, the Seattle signed Marquez Valdez. Oh my God. So yeah, so much stuff going on. Hard to keep up with everything. If I got paid to do this, I probably know all of it, but I don't get paid to keep up with every NFL move. So all right. So J.K. Dobbins, right? I was like, wow, hold on. So the Chargers gave J.K. Dobbins a 1-year deal. He kind of did a great job when he was there. And they was like, well, thanks for your service, sir. Here's your handshake. Have a good one.
Oh yeah, pretty much.
If that's not the NFL, I don't know what is, right? So
Yeah.
if he's good to go and healthy, my best landing spot for him will be the Browns, right? I think the Browns need another running back. Chubb probably going to be gone when the season starts. Jerome Ford, can he carry the load? I don't think so. So maybe J.K. Dobbins can be another running back that comes in. Yeah, you said the Browns are a dumpster fire.
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, I don't know. I mean, and it's so sad that they got rid of Baker Mayfield, who took them to the playoffs. They were a decent squad. They blew that up, and ever since then, it's been going downhill ever since.
Yeah, I mean that's
I mean, they did have the playoff thing with Joe Flacco struck lightning in the bottle, right? But I mean, besides that year and that one Baker year where they gave KC a run in the playoffs, it's just been all trash.
yeah, I mean I thought and that was another one where it was like, all right, well, Chubb still is out there. He's definitely a fan favorite. That's another guy everybody seems to love on.
Oh yeah, they
So I
can't stay
kind of
healthy.
I was going back and forth between because I had heard some say, if he doesn't get much looks, will the Chargers, which I don't know if the Chargers would sign him back. I mean, because they got Harris. I'm gonna go with the Raiders only because I feel like Raiders might be in some win now mode.
I
I
see
think
that on
that
it. I see that the Raiders are have as a story here about the Raiders. Yeah, but who else you got?
so to me the three were the Browns, the Raiders, and maybe signing back with the Chargers. It was the three
Oh, for Dobbins.
for Dobbins. Yeah, does it have anybody else on there for?
No, I was thinking about no, not for Dobbins. I was looking at Nick Chubb. I saw the Cowboys are eyeing Nick Chubb. I was like, what?
Shoot, Dobbins could go to the Cowboys. I mean,
Good.
Dobbins was exceptional last year when he actually played. He was very good. That's
There's
just
a.
a huge if.
They said that he could go to. Oh, it says Najee. Oh, okay. Wow. Still an option. It could go to the Raiders. I mean, they still guys still got plenty of time to sign these guys, so we'll see. But I mean, the Dobbins go to Browns. He could go to the Raiders. The Raiders, their running back room was trash too, right? They had the last guy was like McCormick, like seasoning McCormick. It was like what names? I'm McCormick.
Who else did they have? They have
They
Madison.
had they had Madison, who was,
He was
and then
supposed to be the guy.
old boy who got drafted high in fantasy just fell off the freaking map.
Who else
Um,
did Zamir White?
Zamir White, yeah, he had a big run like 2 years ago, but this year he was
They had
terrible.
Abdullah.
Abdullah, who been in NFL a long time, and the one week he carried the load, got hurt.
Yeah.
Got hurt. So yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's just a need. I mean, and I think with getting Geno there, I think that they're probably trying to push to win quicker,
yeah.
I would think, trying to
I mean, they
upgrade
got
everything. So,
Geno. Max Crosby did the same thing that Miles Garrett did. He's
yeah.
like, I want to get traded. I want to win. Oh,
Or
you're giving me more money? Oh, I'm
it's like,
good.
all right, let's change my tune a little bit.
I know, right? He was saying this. He was saying the same thing that Miles Garrett was saying, basically about how he wanted to go somewhere we could win. But once they put that money in his pocket, he's like, oh, okay, I'm good.
That many dollars that changes.
Yeah, I'm
I looked
going.
up it's the pass game coordinator for the Jags was the pass game coordinator
Oh, okay. The
for
pass game coordinator. Okay,
yeah,
okay.
so he was there in the Rams from 17 to 20, so for four
Many
seasons.
coaches, these organizations got to have a pass game coordinator, a wide receivers coach, a run game coordinator, a running backs coach, an
So
old line coach.
just looking at there, they got pass game coordinator, quarterbacks coach, offensive line coach, wide receiver, tight end, running back, offensive pass game specialist, assistant wide receiver coach, assistant offensive line run game specialist, offensive assistant, and offensive assistant.
Let me tell you, some folks are getting jobs just because they know people.
Oh yeah.
Really, I could go there and get a job and coach it. Yeah. I could. I mean,
And then you got the
some,
head coach,
draw some plays up.
the weird dude from that one that was like Duval, the head coach from Jacksonville. Do you ever see that clip? It's like,
I'm
they
not
always
seeing
yell
that clip.
Duval.
I know him. I heard him yell Duval though. That's what they yell when they talked about
Yeah, so they
Duval
say
County.
it like Duval or whatever.
Duval, yeah, I
So
know.
he came up at the press conference and was like, he was like going like that. And he was like, Duval. And everybody was like
Oh,
killing him. Because they're like, this guy
okay.
is like, he's a weird looking dude. But he's like a younger
Remember,
guy.
remember when the Browns hired, what's that guy they hired that funny name? He was a offensive coordinator, but the Browns hired him 1 year after he had a good year, and the Browns season was terrible. What was that guy's name?
Browns. What was it? Browns.
Browns, look for Browns. See Browns.
What year would that have been?
Oh man, Browns OC to head coach. Let me see. It was Freddie something.
Kitchens?
Was it Freddie Kitchens? I think it was Freddie Kitchens.
Was that? Let me see. This Freddie Kitchens, was he on Cleveland? Oh, I think he was on Cleveland.
Let's see. Browns. I know. Yeah, Freddie Kitchens. He lasted 2019.
Yeah, head coach from 2019 to 2019.
Yeah, so he didn't make it the whole year.
Oh, yeah. He's looks like he's the UNC tight end coach.
Oh, okay. Is Belichick even coaching UNC this year?
Belichick, yeah, he's
Is he
he's
going to go
there, I
through
guess
with it?
so.
Okay, I don't know if he's going to go through it or not.
Well, originally, did you see that they were supposed to? He was supposed to do. They were supposed to be doing Hard Knocks at UNC because none of the pro teams wanted to do it, and then all the pro guys were complaining
about
Belichick doing it at the UNC. So then they dropped it.
They dropped the show completely.
I guess it's no. I haven't heard anything since then, but they said they're not doing UNC right now. Because they said it's an NFL films thing.
Okay, well then why won't the NFL team let them do it?
Because they say it interferes too much. And last year, remember that how much of that meme was going around, or like that video with like Saquon Barkley, how they were messing everything.
Yeah, but that was different than Hard Knocks. That was like
that was Hard Knocks off season.
Off season, yes.
Yeah. But they still were like, oh, see, it's bad. We don't want to mess with it, so nobody wants to do it. So, but it's weird that they care that why do they care Belichick's doing it? I guess because they kind of said the owners are like, he turned his back on us and he's now in college.
NFL owners, yeah.
But it's like,
I ain't gonna talk about the NFL owners and their whole mindset.
Belichick wasn't the one who quit. He got fired.
Yeah, he did.
And then he wanted a job and nobody was hiring him.
Yeah.
What do you expect him to do? If he still wants to coach, he's got to find somewhere to do it.
He got to do what he got to do. All right. So we do have two offensive linemen. We got Mekhi Becton.
My man's.
Oh, Joey comes on right at Becton.
Yeah, come on, all fresh. Come on, looking all clean. Get a haircut or something. Is that where you been?
Running around, JB.
I don't want to hear. No, I don't care what you were doing, why you were doing it. As long as you're here now, we good.
Wait, were you getting cheap gas?
You know I was.
He drove past my house down here.
We're talking about you and getting your cheap gas going 40 miles.
I texted Joey and said, "Hey, down here in Ladysmith is $2.80." He was like, "I'll be down."
Oh, Chris, it's cheaper around here.
I saw him up there. I saw him up here at the Sheets. He's like, "Chris, I'm up here at the Sheets."
This guy right here, man. All right, so moving on. We got my man Joey's back. You know, Joey, earlier we talked about how in 2 weeks we'll be celebrating the show's 4-year anniversary.
2 weeks.
2 weeks from now.
I wasn't saying, can't wait.
Joey, real quick, just one answer. You don't need to go into it. Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp, who you got? Who do you think he's going?
Cooper Kupp, who's a really big receiver that needs help. CeeDee Lamb. Cowboys.
Oh, you think it's Dallas. All right. How about Russell Wilson?
That's what I said.
Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson.
Where do you think he's going?
I think he's the Giants' number 2 option. If he can't go there, stay in Pittsburgh.
Oh, okay. We discussed the same thing.
How about Aaron Rodgers?
Hey, Ron.
That's the Giants' number 1 option and Pittsburgh's number 1 option.
Ayahuasca all day, every day.
I think Giants, Giants or
all right.
Pittsburgh.
J.K. Dobbins.
J.K. Dobbins.
Some of the names, what did we throw out? We threw out, I said Dallas, Cleveland, Raiders.
Dallas, Cleveland, Raiders.
Back to the Chargers, I heard.
J.K. Dobbins I do like Vegas.
Pittsburgh.
He's a Carroll type of back.
So you like the Raiders?
Yeah.
All right, so now we haven't done these two. We got Cam Robinson and your boy Becton.
Becton, Philly should do everything they can to keep him there. Cam Robinson, the Chiefs, I believe, have $50 million of cap space now. They need an offensive tackle. Kansas City should be all over him.
I got Becton Cowboys because Zach Martin retired. And I got Cam Robinson going to the Patriots because they need a tackle as well.
Yes.
Protect that young boy.
So I actually also have I have the Patriots getting Robinson because they're a team with a massive amount of cap space. And I have Becton let me see, I have him, Kevin Zeitler left Detroit for Tennessee.
Detroit.
So I have Becton going to Detroit, who needs another guard if he wants to play guard.
Where did Zeitler? Where did he go?
He's at Tennessee.
Tennessee.
Got Tennessee. Okay.
You know, he's getting paid.
Hey, let me tell you something. These guys in the NFL, they don't care about winning. They money chasing.
I had no issue with that.
I know you don't.
Get your money.
That mess of the day. JB, I'm over here stacking.
Stack it, JB. Stack it.
Stack, young man, stack.
Hey, get it while you can.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, you think about Becton, that dude is questionable to even be in the league. So, I mean, why not chase that money?
Get your money.
You got 10 to 15 years tops.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Most guys will last 3 to 4 years, probably.
Yeah. And if they say not for long, the not for long league.
Absolutely.
So you can't blame a guy.
That's a big dude, too. He's get that big contract. Wherever.
That's generational level money there.
Yes, it is. Get that contract.
Set your kids up.
Absolutely.
Beyond that, probably.
Yeah.
All right. Ranking the top 4 NBA teams. Getting down to the nitty-gritty, almost playoff time. Man, people are positioning their way. We got the Knicks trying to,
big win last night. Big win last night.
Get through the rough times because of the injury to Jalen Brunson.
Big win last night.
You got LeBron hurt for LA. You got Golden State making a comeback. You got the Cavs just running through people Joey and Chris, like castor oil.
Yes, they are.
Just running through you.
Yes, they are. They are doing that.
Like
Chris knows about castor oil, boy. That castor oil gets you every time. Y'all, hold on. Speaking of castor oil, did you see the Family Guy castor oil episode?
No. I haven't seen that one.
When they all like trying to drink, they do something with it, put it in their mouth, and all of a sudden, they just keep throwing up. All of them, they just keep throwing up.
If I'm not mistaken, on one of my favorite Sly Stallone movies, Over the Top, didn't one of the guys drink castor oil before he was arm wrestling?
Well, it's supposed to be good for you, though. Like
they drank the whole thing.
Yeah, but it's gonna go through you.
Oh, yes,
that's
it is.
what I've heard that it does. But it's supposed to be good for you, though.
Yeah. It's an old school thing, right? You notice how some of those old school things that are good for you, they don't talk about no more, like things like milk or magnesia. Like, when do you hear about milk or magnesia anymore? You
don't. A little bit different now.
Yeah, a little bit different. All right. So we're ranking our 4 best teams in the NBA from 4 to 1. I'll just I didn't make those sheets.
Jot this one down.
I'll just jot it down and add it to the
Well,
archive.
this is a mini power ranking, since we'll probably do one of those again before the season
And
ends.
so you know, guys, we have in CJ Square, we have what we call a written archive. And we got a written archive here.
There we go.
We got the written archive here. And I got a folder in my thing over there that's stacked full of papers. So I can go back and just pull them out. Like first episode, Joey said that
Daniel Jones was gonna.
And Daniel, I got it. I still got it.
What was that? What was your Daniel Jones take? I forget what that was.
3,030.
JV does not forget that one.
30 touchdowns probably.
And 3,000 yards plus. Yes. Yes. I will have some of the archives pulled ready for episode 153 for our anniversary.
You better not die before JB, because that's gonna be on your on your tombstone. It says this guy said Daniel Jones.
If I do go, he's gonna talk about me a lot.
He gets up there to make a speech.
I'm like, man, where should I start?
First thing I'm
gonna say is, first, let me start with, that's my man's.
I appreciate that, JB.
Second, let me talk about the time we went to the White House. That'll be the first thing. That will bring the house down right there.
That was a learning experience.
but anyway, all right, we got the written archive right here. So, number 4. What's your number 14, Joey?
Based on right now, the makeup, injuries.
Just number 14 you got ranked.
Right now.
You better not say the freaking Knicks.
The number 4 team ranked right now, I have the Golden State Warriors.
Ooh,
the gee.
Warriors. Okay. The Warriors trying to make a run. They out here putting a beating on the Kings tonight. All right, Chris, we got number 4.
Give me Denver. I feel like just you got with Jokic out there, there's not a lot of teams that can defend him.
No.
They're still he statistically he's having an absurd year again. So
best year he's ever had.
Yeah. Last time we didn't even talk about his 30-20-20
MVP.
Historic.
So yeah, I'll still take Denver.
I got Denver too. I got Denver too, right? Denver is in prime position. Denver got to do one thing.
Get healthy.
Avoid the Timberwolves. That's their kryptonite. Everybody else, they good. Timberwolves, I watched the game the other night. The guys were saying this morning on the talk shows.
They gave them work.
The Timberwolves give Jamal Murray the most problems.
They gave them work the other night.
A lot of that is there. Usually teams are either really, really good, like those Golden State teams that are just better against. They're better than any matchup dependent. Then you get teams like Denver or a lot of these teams here. There's 2 or 3 teams that are just give them issues. I think that's kind of what this team is.
The Lakers the last few years. Lakers, everybody else, they run through.
Yeah, Denver is their kryptonite.
Denver was like, they see Denver, they play again next Friday. This Friday.
Denver's got to get healthy. Aaron Gordon is a huge piece.
Well, and because he
is not right. And when he's not right.
The Lakers play Denver tomorrow without LeBron. Good luck with that one.
Easy dub for Denver.
They've lost 3 straight, so we'll see. They might be falling back, and then that'll hurt there, because then they'll have the road that they'll have to go through is going to be much harder.
Yep. All right, who you got at number 3, Chris?
Give me Celtics. I feel like they're going to coast a little bit because they know at this point they can turn it on. They need to get. There's another team. A lot of these teams get healthy with Porzingis. OKC beat them, but they didn't have Porzingis, which I think Porzingis changes things because of the length of home.
He's a unicorn, man. He is their cheat code. He makes, because he can knock down threes, protect the basket. I mean, protecting the basket would have been big against OKC.
Yeah, I
OKC
mean,
didn't have Jalen Williams too, but you know how it is.
yeah.
You got to
So,
play what
and
you
I
got.
think that I feel like they still think they can turn it on when they need to. They've been there now, been there, done that. So,
They've been a staple, man. The Celtics ever since Tatum's been in the league have been playing or going to the Eastern Conference Championship or making it to the finals.
well, and that's what happens when Danny Ainge. Remember, he kind of. I mean, the blueprint seems to be you tank and then you get a ton of draft picks and then you luck in and just hope that you have so many draft picks you do something with them and then start building the team around them.
Oh yeah, like your boy, your boy,
Presti,
your boy Sam Presti, who still got
he's still got another
20 first round picks somewhere.
And he doesn't even make that. I mean, because really it's kind of like our guys are just so young. We don't necessarily need to, we just got to let them grow.
Yep. All right, Joel, he got number 3.
Number 3, I'm going to put them here, but they will be in the NBA Finals. The Boston Celtics.
Okay, I got the Celtics as well. I mean, Celtics. The Celtics are scary thing about them this year. They're a better road team than they are a home team.
Yeah.
So really, they can come into your house and beat you anytime. All right, number 2. Number 2, I got the Thunder. Right, the Thunder. I mean, the one thing about the Thunder, their defense is just suffocating, and they got the possible league MVP in SGA. So I got the Thunder at number 2. Well, you got number 2, Joey.
I'll join you, JB. I'll put OKC at number 2. I don't know if they're going to go to the NBA Finals yet. I'm still having a hard time with that.
Like I told you guys, fantasy football season. I'm listening to fantasy football. Once the season is over, I turn the station, listen to the NBA talk all day, and they said the teams in the West, the GMs and execs, just don't fear them.
They're going to use all of those picks to send to Phoenix to bring KD home.
Nah, KD. They don't need KD. They need physicality. They don't need KD. I mean, they look at they need Chet to gain like 50 pounds of muscle.
Their defense is suffocating. I just don't like. Besides SGA, I just think there is more need. I think KD would.
So basically what you're saying is
complete.
You gotta what before you what?
You gotta crawl before you ball.
Oh, that's not what I thought you were going to say. Crawl before you ball. You go believe it before you see it.
You gotta see it. I'll see it when I believe it, JB.
And crawl before you ball.
And crawl
before you ball.
You gotta do.
Hey, they're going to finish these last 2 years number 1 in the West.
Yes, they are.
Number 1 in the West, which is considerably more difficult than the East. The East only has 6 teams with winning records. All right, Chris, who you got number 2? Thunder as well, or are you going with the Cavs?
I mean, I might be a little biased because I am a OKC guy, but I'm going Cleveland only because I think I fear Boston a little bit more than I fear Denver. So I don't know. I don't necessarily know. So I
fear the Celtics more than you fear the best player in the world.
Only because I feel like Denver is very hot and cold, and they're so dependent on one guy that makes me a little bit, because I feel like OKC is deeper than, they're definitely deeper than, I mean, you got guys Wiggins,
Joe, Hartenstein,
Dort, like you got guys on there where I feel like there's such a drop off between when if Joker is not, if he comes off or he's not doing his thing, like there's such a drop off. So I feel like I feel like Cleveland, same kind of thing. They're bigger, but their matchup with Boston could be epic if the two of them hopefully get to the finals in the Eastern Conference, because I mean, Donovan Mitchell's a guy we don't really talk about a ton. Mobley's kind of come into his own. You still got Allen. Like they shoot the ball really well. Like they're really good. I just feel like I like SGA, I think, a little bit better as just the guy to go win you a game if you need to. So that's kind of the thing. And they're a little bit better on the defensive end than Cleveland is. They probably don't have as much weapons on the offensive end because we don't really know. Jalen Williams seems like a really good second guy, but he's not a great scoring second option like a Jaylen Brown yet.
Jalen Williams averaged about 21 a game.
But would you trust? I know I knocked Jaylen Brown last year, but I would still take Jaylen Brown as my second over.
Finals MVP.
Exactly. Like I don't think Jalen Williams has that in him yet.
Agreed.
To flip the switch, and that's what Joey is probably saying is, if SGA doesn't play at that high of a level, or Joker, where I don't think you worry. I think that of the superstars, Boston's the one team you don't worry as much if they're.
Yeah, Tatum can score 10 and Boston still blow you out.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's probably why
they still beat you by 30.
Yep, agreed.
They still beat you by 30. All right. So that just leaves the Cavs at number 1. For me, the argument will be, will Donovan Mitchell be first team All NBA, or will they give it to Anthony Edwards? That's going to be a big discussion.
Yes, it is.
Right?
Yes,
but the Cavs, this is why the Cavs, to me, are the best team in the NBA, is because Ty Jerome is playing out of his mind.
Yes.
Yeah. And when they brought in DeAndre Hunter, that changed the game. They brought in this, like they basically did what the Knicks tried to do, or have been trying to do, is bring in big wings to guard Tatum and Brown. And DeAndre Hunter is he is the leading scorer off the bench in the NBA this year, 18 points a game.
Okay.
Added to a Cleveland team that already has offensive firepower out the everywhere. They like their old Hawks. They got shooters everywhere, except when they put Oscar Coro in there.
You're right about that.
But anything else, they seem. I mean, they are making history. They have 2 streaks this year of 15 wins in a row.
Yes, they do.
They're 10-0 They've won 15 straight.
Yes. Yeah. So that's why I got them at number 1. And the things they're doing, the teams like OKC has the biggest point differential in NBA history. That's an indicator of an NBA Finals appearance. And the things that Cleveland are doing, all these winning streaks, are also indicators of a team that's on a direct path to either win a championship or be in a championship. So we'll see what. But as we know, I think my thing was fading in a little bit. As we know, to be the champ, you got to beat the champ. So it's it's gonna go through Boston.
You also know you got to crawl before you
ball.
Before you ball.
You also got to do that.
All right, Joey. Why you have the Cavs at 1?
Or the
Cleveland. Number one, JB.
Chris, you got the Thunder at 1, right?
Yeah, but I do think between those two, they're the best 2 records. It's 2 losses between the 2 of them. It's basically, I think I trust SGA a little bit more than Donovan Mitchell, and that's pretty much what it comes down. And
Mitchell has been known to drop 50 in the playoffs, but I can also tell you that both of these guys have finished as number 1 seeds in their conference for the regular season and have done nothing in the playoffs, right?
Yeah, very true.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's going to be a good – I would still – I mean, there's people been arguing why is Donovan Mitchell not in the MVP conversation. I think you probably –
Yes, I think he's probably like – they probably got him like 4th or 5th. Like, I mean, it's probably SGA, Joker, Giannis, Tatum, Mitchell.
Joey wants LeBron in there.
He would be in there.
He's not now that his injured. He's done.
He's like 6, 7. I
Gotta
think Mitchell should be 3.
He's a
Donovan-
Giannis hater.
Listen,
He should be 3.
LeBron got to play 7 more games to even make All NBA for anything.
He'll be back.
He'll be back. Of course he will. He gonna be back just for that. Just check in for a minute every game to say he played 7 games. He'll be back.
Spider should definitely be 3.
Okay. But they say, usually it's funny, like the argument they make is, oh, SGA is the best player on the best team. They're like, what about Tatum last year? What about Tatum?
Right.
What about Donovan Mitchell this year?
Yeah.
So, you know how it is. But anyway, all right. NBA action is fantastic, right?
It's fantastic.
And we getting down to crunch time, especially in our NBA fantasy league. Are you two guys going to make the playoffs? Are you? That's the question. Because I know both of y'all are on the bubble.
I'm in.
You're calling it right now.
I'm in.
I'm out here fighting for my life.
Joey said he is in. He's calling it.
I'm in.
Right now.
I'm definitely not calling it. My team is, losing Brunson on a team that already, I have Brunson. Powell hasn't played in weeks. Who else do I have? Paul George hasn't played in 2 weeks, I don't think.
Mm-hmm.
So I got Brunson, Paul George, and Norman Powell haven't played. And so I can't drop. So then I don't have enough. I don't have any minutes.
Chris, you actually gonna sit out here and you gonna lose to CB and the Miracles?
I was sitting all right in 5th place, but I'm struggling this week.
Oh, okay.
It's just my team really, though, right now with like injuries and stuff, is just not.
Yeah.
Like Cam Thomas, he plays he doesn't play back-to-backs now. It's just baseball was the same thing. I had injuries late, and I was really good for most of the season.
Listen, I noticed one thing about how I kind of rose up. I looked at some of my players' rankings. Now, the one thing about me, y'all don't realize, I like to have my players all ranked in the top 50, top 100, top 50 of my main players. But Steph Curry and Jamal Murray last time I checked, were both ranked inside the top 15.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, there you go. That's the change right there. Because Jamal Murray was at one point 70, 80, 90.
Right.
Now he's number 12.
Right.
It's big time. But anyway.
Well, the thing is with my team is you already know, because I always try to punt categories. So I'm already giving everybody a lead. And then I have such a small margin that I'm trying to win 8-5, 7-6 anyway, which means it's hard for me to ever finish I got to be really good to finish in the top 2 or 3 because of the way I play.
Yeah.
So if I don't do it correctly, then I do like this, so I kind of over punted this year, and I swung almost too far and didn't give myself a chance. I've never won rebounds once this year.
Dang.
I'm not going to win. I start Naz Reid in my center. That's it.
Right.
So I'm not going to win rebounds, not going to win blocks. I'm not going to win field goal percent. So I'm already giving you, and minutes and turnovers is basically so I'm giving you 4 categories before we even start playing.
4 category head start. Okay.
So
all I know
I've gone too far.
I live in the 1-2. That's where I live.
I'm never there. I've been there, but it's hard.
You do.
That's my expectation. It's to finish to get that first round bye. It doesn't always work out for me for a championship, but the expectation is to get. I was driving the other day and randomly I thought about Brent Forbes getting 20 rebounds against me.
That's it.
When you picked him up, I was like, "What the?"
Gods touched me.
They reached down, was like
Forbes is. Whatever I picked him up for.
It's your time, son.
Whatever I picked him up for was not for
rebounds.
I tell you that. There's no way.
That's crazy. it happens, man. It just
does.
it just happens.
I mean,
So,
that's the thing is my thing is, hey, just make the playoffs and
Just get
it's
in,
a whole
baby.
new thing.
and playoffs start next week, baby. It's next
I'm
time. Bud's
struggling.
gonna finish number 2.
I don't have.
Let me tell y'all something about Buttons. If y'all didn't hear this, I am the best thing that's happened to Buttons.
You lit that fire. Buttons, you can come on if you're on, but yeah, if you lit that
Don't
fire.
tell me I'm lying.
You're not lying. You're not lying.
You lit that fire up under Buttons.
I'm never.
Yes,
ever
you
since
did.
when I've been in leagues with him, he's like, man, I can't take JB winning all this or doing this. I got to compete. He finished. I think he finished first in the NBA league last year, didn't he? Like for the regular season, or like a half of it was like a point. It was a ridiculous percentage where he finished. I gotta look it up in the history, but
he's definitely. I mean, he's the baseball one. He made the playoffs in baseball too, right?
yeah, and that's all because of me. Because he's around JB. I'm telling you, I'm coming.
I'm
what I'm doing,
guaranteed.
JB. I'm guaranteeing that I'm going. Yeah, exactly.
He
He's
just
like,
need
man, I'm
that
tired
fire.
of this guy. I'm tired of JB always coming on here, running his mouth, talking about what he gonna do. But anyway, all right, let's talk about the NCAA. And before I even talk about that, people, please, I'm begging you, sign up for your brackets.
Get in.
Get in. I mean, I gotta sit there and beg folks to join. I'm like,
How many we got?
not enough.
Yeah, but you know how it is. Like I haven't gotten in. You know, people get in late.
Yeah, man, but late causes problems when it's time to collect the money, man.
Oh, true.
Count the
I
money.
gotta be like, where the money at? Oh, no money? Delete. You can't play in the league. You know the password. No pay,
No pay, no
play.
No play.
Anyway.
It's not crawl before you walk.
Not
All
crawl
before you
Crawl
ball.
before you ball.
Or that was weird. All right. NCAA top teams in the region before. Oh, there go Buzz. He's in the gas room right there. There he is.
Buttons wants in to defend.
All of a sudden, Button's first baseman may be staying with his team.
Oh, okay. Are you upset about that?
I am a little bit upset by that. We definitely need him. We definitely. Straight cash, homie.
Cash, homie.
When you're rich, you don't write checks.
You know, say, what's up, Buttons?
What up?
But you know, it's
Straight
right.
cash,
Did you hear JB was saying
he know what I was saying.
He lit a
He
fire.
know what I was saying.
Buttons.
Bud knows it's true.
Buttons was created by JB.
I wasn't creative, right?
Buttons was he was your
Listen,
mover.
I wasn't his inventor, but I damn sure was his innovator. I didn't, you know, he had the skills. He had the fantasy mojo.
He does.
But you throw me in there, he's like, well, I got to step my game up.
It's time to get serious.
The ultimate motivator for me is JB.
It's time to get serious.
I will join you just sitting back next week, JB.
Oh,
Enjoying the view. But
That's a good view.
Ooh, buddy. All right. So Buns, you came in right on time at the end of our top 4 NBA. So I'm gonna go ahead and put you down here for yours.
Gotcha.
What are your top 4 in the NBA right now, starting with number 4?
I'm gonna go with the Lakers at number 4, JB.
What the?
Lakers. We need to come drug test you, but that's okay.
You heard me.
I heard you. But you heard what I said too. I got your address. I'll be there this weekend. Just pee in the cup. We good.
Number 3, OKC.
Oh,
What the?
good. I know Chris is about to go bananas over.
Oh my goodness.
Number 2, the MVP, Denver.
Nuggets, okay. All right.
Number 1, Boston.
Oh,
Ooh, so you just disrespecting the Cavs all together.
Wait a minute. Hold on, Buttons.
he must not have understood this.
I'm not a believer. I don't care if they won 20 straight.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Come playoff time, it's a wrap.
Okay.
They rap. Is it chicken or veggie?
You know what, Buttons? You got a
Veggie
point.
wrap
They
right
better
there.
hope they don't see us in the second round.
Oh my God!
They won't.
Please, you
Because
might not get out the first round.
our team
Y'all
right
play
now,
y'all play the Pistons, Joey. You might not even see the second round.
the same Pistons that lost to the Wizards tonight. At
You know
home.
who they might see in the second round is Milwaukee.
I like that.
Can't.
Joey's a Giannis hater lately.
Ain't no Giannis.
I love Giannis.
Any other? If you take away SGA, take away the Joker, Giannis is the MVP. But you know, if his team was winning, what you mean? You don't know.
I mean, they're still
He was-
fourth. They're still fourth in the East, and Denver is what, third in the or fourth in the West.
Well, I just
second
said
in the West.
I
Denver
think
was second.
I think Giannis. I think
Memphis
Giannis
and them are
is
tied, I
a
think,
strong
right?
4. Giannis shouldn't be over Spider. He definitely shouldn't.
Okay,
Absolutely
let's table this conversation
Well, obviously, we'll have this closer to the
Absolutely
award.
not.
for the awards.
Giannis
Okay,
be
definitely we do
over
our first team.
Spider.
Okay, will Giannis be on the first team?
Yes.
There it is right there.
Yes.
Will Tatum be on the first team?
Yes.
yeah,
Will
but
the
he'll say
Joker be on the first team?
Who?
The Joker.
Yes.
Will SGA be on the first team?
Yes.
you got one spot. He's gonna give it to Mitchell.
It's either gonna be Mitchell or Edwards at the
It
first team.
should
I got it. I got
Spider.
Mitchell over Edwards. I don't like Edwards.
You got who?
I'm definitely Mitchell over Edwards.
It should be Spider Mitchell.
Okay.
We'll see.
But anyway, there we go. We're gonna get to that.
We'll get
All
to
right.
that for sure.
That's later on. Because right now we're talking about the NCAA. And we're talking about who the Duke fan here?
Freaking
Oh,
Y'all could be in trouble.
Yeah. A little bit, maybe.
Could be in trouble, but anyway. All right.
He
I
probably
think that,
shouldn't play tomorrow.
yeah, we're gonna talk about
Be good.
UNC get their
hopefully,
revenge.
hopefully he doesn't.
Watch UNC mess around and win the ACC and get into the tournament.
I feel like if they win tomorrow, they're a lock. Right now, they're still bubble, but
yeah.
not a bubble.
right.
But they're just.
All right, here we go. Who gonna be the top ranked teams in the regions? I don't know how they do in the regions this year. I know they usually do a West. They do an East. They do a West, East, South, North.
I think it's
right?
a South. Is it like a South Midwest? I think they do, and then a South. I think.
So they do a Midwest and a West and a South and an East. I don't know why they do it that way, but anyway. All right. So, but we just gonna say regions because we don't know, or do y'all rather we do the regions by names where people gonna go? So we can do South, East, Midwest, West.
Oh, so you would say I would go. Hold on, yeah. So I mean, usually it would be based on. I would think after the 1 through 4s, right? Is it really just the second best team, or the 5th best team? Do they get preferential treatment as far as where they go, or they just send it out
Man,
to?
I don't know how they do it.
I have
don't
no
know.
idea. I put
I have
like the
no
best teams on a
idea.
list. That's it.
I don't know how they do their math, man.
So
They just
what
do
I would
what
say
they-
is what we'll do is I think we just go, hey, this is our 1 seeds. We'll start from what? Do we want to start from 1 or 4? We'll just say here's our 4 seeds. Then
All right.
here's our 3
That's fine.
seeds.
Yeah, that's fine, Chris. That'll
That
work.
probably works because then you don't have to worry about where we're putting them.
Yep.
Right.
Okay.
So for me, I'll give out my first 4 seeds. I've got, in no order, Wisconsin, Maryland, Purdue, and
Hold
Clemson.
on. What? Oh, you said predicting the top 4 teams for each
4.
section. No, I didn't do that.
Wisconsin.
I thought you just meant-
Maryland.
I thought you meant the top 4 teams for each region.
Oh, you're saying like just the 4 top number 1 seeds.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Oh,
That's what I
Chris
thought you
wants
meant.
Chris wants 16 teams.
Nah, bro. We ain't doing
Oh, okay, I got you. Well, so
16.
the other ones are all pretty easy then, right?
Are they?
That's fine. Do
Are
the
they?
top 10, the top 4 teams for each region. I mean, next week we're gonna have our NCAA conversations
All right,
anyway.
so yeah, we'll do. So we'll go. We'll do next week. We'll do our. Next week we'll just be picking at that point.
And one thing we have missed out on this year is when you do your little thing about the how you. I was looking at it the other day how you
Oh,
put
the
the
blind-
records and
The blind rankings. Yeah, I
yeah,
should
the
have done
blind
that.
rankings.
Yeah, I should have done. So, all right. So you saying so I'll go with the number. What I think are the
This is
number
what
one.
we'll
So,
do. This is what we'll do. We'll say, I'll say the region. You tell me your team that's gonna be there.
all
Out
right.
of those 4 regions. And then we can go back and you can say then after you do that, you can go back and say, well, this is my ranked number 1 team.
Okay.
Your overall.
right.
All right. So,
Okay,
hold
so
on,
I'm gonna start. I'll start out first. I got the South. I got the Auburn Tigers there as the 1 seed. That's JB. Who you got there, Joey?
Number 1 seed, South. I'll go. I'll take Houston.
Okay, not bad. All right, Chris, who you got?
South. I would go Auburn there.
Auburn. Buttons.
I'm going Auburn as well.
All right, cool. All right, the East, number 1 seed. Trying to think out some softballs here.
Mhm.
I got Duke as the number 1 in the East.
I'll join you, JB.
Of course you will.
Yeah, give me Duke also.
Buttons.
I'm gonna take Houston.
Okay, in the East. Oh, Buttons don't respect Duke. All right. In the Midwest, I got Florida. Who you got there, Joey? He's looking up teams right now.
I think I'll go Florida too.
All right.
Give me Houston there.
Houston, okay. All right. Buttons.
I have Duke here.
Duke. Okay. You got Duke leaving the East. All right. In the West, I have Houston there. Who you got there? Joey.
Crimson Tide.
You got Bama. Okay. So you disrespected Auburn.
They've lost back-to-back games, JB. Alabama did just beat them.
It just doesn't matter. Okay. Okay.
And when you crown them SEC champions, you got to put them somewhere, JB.
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
All right, I'll also take Alabama. I think they come out of the SEC.
You got Bama over Florida, basically.
I think Florida gets bounced because they'll end up playing each other. So I feel like that could be in the bracket they'll play. They could meet each other in the final 4 of that bracket. So I feel like a winner there probably gets the 1 seed.
I have Florida here, JB.
Florida, okay.
But Florida beat Alabama at Alabama this year. So, I mean, that's not a crazy pick at all. I would say
SEC is the best.
They're going to get like 11 or 12 teams in.
Yeah.
I mean, is
that the most ever?
I don't know. Could be. I mean, they got like 20 people in their league. So, it's a league of 20 teams. Auburn lost 2 in a row, yet are still ranked number 3 in the country. So what does that tell you, Joe?
Yeah. Rankings are overrated. That's what it tells me.
Big East put 11 teams in 2011.
Smoking that ayahuasca. Okay. All right. Who's your number 1 seed, Joey? Who you got?
The overall one.
Overall number 1.
Overall number 1, I will be going Duke.
Oh, all right. Buttons.
I'm going with Houston.
Chris.
Give me the Dukies. I hate that, but I'll say Duke.
All right, number 1 for me. I'm going Auburn Tigers, man.
Oh man.
All right.
Jamie, you have your you have the I don't even remember who's on our teams. We need to revisit the
we didn't see it. Yours is too good for me to show you.
Uh-oh.
You got
I don't even remember who I drafted.
You got like 30 more wins than me. It's like ridiculous.
I remember I took Carolina high, so I was thinking I wasn't even doing that good. I remember I have
no,
Houston though.
No, you doing good. Actually, I just worked on it. It's not up to date with the wins because of the tournaments going on. But there's you 243. There's me with 213.
Oh,
Even though I got the second best BPI, teams don't win. Rutgers crapped the bed.
Syracuse there, Buttons. That's a homer.
It was a year.
The best pick of the year was definitely my Texas Tech pick.
mhm.
Oh yeah.
Right. Michigan State is a close second. St. John's too. St. John's could be up there too, but
That's
Texas
a
Tech,
molder. That's a molder right there.
Yes,
Jimmy.
it is.
I
Duke
will
has
say though
the number
that
one BPI. Houston, Kansas, a disappointing pick because again, I'm done picking Kansas so high. I'm done. It's 2 years in a row they just screwed me.
I will say I looked up. I was looking up because I was looking up all the rankings that the St. John's and Michigan State are each like 330th, right around there in the country in 3-point percentage.
Oh,
There's games where I looked up St. John's. There's games where they're like 1 of 20.
Ooh.
So they go to their basket a lot. They got a different style of play.
Mm-hmm.
New York City basketball, old school.
I mean, there's games where they're shooting. They have a 1 for 21. Then the next game, 2 for 16. They have a 2 for 19, 4 for 21, 3 of 16.
It's gonna be a
23.
hard outcome the NCAA tournament. All right.
I mean, that's going to be a very probably matchup dependent team if teams like that but Michigan State's worse than them in 3-point percentage.
But they're winning, man. They win.
But both of them are going to be 2 or 3 seeds. So
yeah,
a lot of times NCAA tournament is always very matchup.
Back in the day, Syracuse zone, it would have been their kryptonite.
They would
never
never
knock down threes. Syracuse, you can't get to the paint, you're gonna get beat.
Syracuse loves all those long
thing of the past.
I know right now it's like Sarah who?
Yeah.
Syracuse, but Sarah who?
Playing man out there all day, and they're just blowing by us all day long.
Yep. All right.
Boeheim
Who you guys your number 2 seed Buttons?
Number 2. So we are going through the number 2s.
We do 2, 3, 4, then we move on.
No. He's saying who would be your overall number 2 if you rank this out in order of.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah.
All right.
Not
so I had Houston at number 1. I'm gonna have Duke at number 2.
Okay. Chris.
I'll take Houston also.
Joey.
I will join them, JB.
I'm gonna go with the team that's in the best conference. I'm going Florida at number 2 overall. Okay. Number 3, I'm gonna go with Duke. All right. Who you got at number 3? Joey.
JB number 3. I'll go Alabama.
Man, Joey's
all right.
Wow.
Chris.
I'll go Auburn here. Offensively, they're
Joey don't even respect Auburn. He's so despicable.
Back to back, JB.
Oh, they're gonna be number 1, dude. Auburn. I tell you what, Auburn is going to be a number 1 seed, regardless of how they do in this tourney. I put money on it.
Yeah, I would think they're a lock. I think the only unlock is Florida.
You gonna lock that in, JB?
They're number 1 seed.
I think Florida is the only non-lock, unless something crazy. I mean, maybe if they lost in the first game, I mean, they could play. They play what? Texas Tech.
Play Missouri tomorrow. Missouri is ranked high too. They are a high-ranked team. They're a top 25 team.
Yeah,
all right,
they are.
But who you got at number 3?
I have Florida. Florida went to Auburn and beat them. Florida, number 3.
We know that, Buttons. Okay. All right. So you got Auburn at 4. Joey got Bama at 4. Chris has Florida at 4, and I have Houston at 4.
No, I have Bama. Remember?
Yeah, I said Chris got Bama at 4.
Oh, sorry. I think you said Florida. Yeah.
I said Joey got Florida at 4. and then I got Houston at 4, which is probably incorrect. But I think the Big 12 is definitely down this year. ACC is definitely down. Let's not even fool ourselves, right? ACC is not the same conference
He's
it used to
down.
be. Yes, SEC is the best conference in basketball this year. It's not even close.
No,
It's not even close.
It's not.
All right, now it's time for some fun.
Hmm.
Best movies of the 80s for you. You guys were babies in the 80s. You weren't even drinking milk yet.
I had plenty of milk.
Oh my goodness. Weren't you born in the 80s, Joey?
79, Jay.
Oh.
79. Oh, you
Oh.
barely made it. Oh, okay. Barely.
79.
Buns and Chris, y'all were born in the 80s, weren't y'all?
83.
I was 81.
Hey, yo, babies.
Baby.
In 83, I was running the streets.
That damn
I was out
Richmond.
there on the streets, man, at 83, man. Trust me. I was out there. Okay. But anyway, all right, let me find my my spreadsheet when we put our funny stuff on.
That's what Shredder said about Toka and Razor on the Secret of the Ooze. They called him Dad.
What are we talking about right now? Is that the Ninja Turtles?
Ninja Turtles 2, Secret of the Ooze, JB.
Secret of
Is that the one
Ooze.
with the ice?
Of the
That's a
Ooze.
super shredder.
Oh, go Ninja.
Yes, buttons.
We doing the top 5, right?
Top 5.
Yeah.
Top 5 80s movies.
Ooh.
Man, my list is so
Ooh.
chock full of
There
names.
is a lot of talent out there.
There it is.
Chock, look at that, chock full of names.
Oh my gosh, this is tough.
All right, let me see who got the first vote on this. Oh, I got the last pick, but I get to double up, so I'm gonna break somebody's heart.
Who's got the number 1? Is that Joey?
Joey has the number 1 pick.
Oh.
Number 1 pick, JB?
Number 1 pick, man. This is, I think, and we're going from
4 to 5 to
5 to 1. Yep.
Well, it doesn't really. I guess we're going 1 to 5 because we would pick our favorite.
pick
first.
it.
Yeah. You
Yeah,
would
you
pick
might-
your best pick.
Yeah.
and what you
Yeah.
think, or whatever you think might be taken. Is
Yeah,
really
yeah.
That's key, Chris. Key.
it's 'cause it's still. I learned that the lesson with the gummy bears.
You have to
I don't
know
think-
your. You have to
I
know
don't-
your audience.
I don't think y'all gonna pick the movies I pick. I just don't. I don't think so. I just
know,
don't
JB.
believe it.
I don't know.
I don't know, man. I got a little different. I come off as this this sports guy, man, but my heart, man, I like my nerd stuff, man.
Yes, you do, JB.
I won't, you know.
Yes, you do.
Y'all lucky they didn't have no Godzilla movies come out there, because I would pick Godzilla number 1.
Godzilla.
Oh,
JB,
Right.
I told you, JB. What's the name on the Howard Stern show? He cried about the last Godzilla movie. He said it was so good. He cried.
Are you talking about the one on Netflix?
He cried.
You cry? Okay, now I ain't crying over no daggone
He
movie.
cried about it.
I watch some movies and feel myself tearing up like,
Put it together, JB.
Snap out of it, JB.
JB, what you doing here? It's a freaking movie. All right. Joey, first pick. Who you got? What you got, Joey?
JB, with my first pick, I'm gonna go with the greatest sequel
Oh,
in movie history.
whoa.
The Empire Strikes Back.
Okay. I
Oh.
thought The Empire Strikes Back. Okay, The Empire Strikes Back.
Wow.
It changed sequels.
Are you gonna? You're sharing your screen, JB?
I will. Thank you for
Yep.
letting me know that, Buttons.
Got you.
Appreciate you. Keeping me on the right path. All right. The Empire Strikes Back. This is the episode where they start off on the ice planet.
Yes, they did.
Hoth, JB.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Hoth.
Yeah.
Ice planet Hoth. And then today I was doing charades with kids, and the answer was lightsaber. And I said, what does Luke? I was like, what does Luke Skywalker carry? He feel like a bat. I was like, what?
Oh, bats.
Don't watch Star Wars. Get out of here.
Oh my
Big
goodness.
dummy.
Wow.
I know, right?
The
The
old
Empire
bat.
Strikes Back. Great movie. Great pick.
What a dummy.
All right. Buzz, what you got here?
Now, I wrote down almost every
Fucking
single movie on
bomb.
my list is a comedy movie for some
Uh-oh.
reason. But I did
Okay.
have some other movies on here just in case. But I will be starting with a comedy because I know for a fact this movie is not making its way back around to me. A fan favorite of CJ Squared's show, Trading Places.
Mm,
Oh, I knew you guys were taking that one.
mm.
Oh yeah, Trading Places.
No here, no here, no here. Ha! No here, no here, no here. Ha!
Definitely,
But-
definitely a CJ Squared staple.
Ay, 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 ay. Oh, what a good time. Oh, the
Beef jerky time.
Oh, Trading Places, man, one of the greatest movies of all time.
Oh yeah.
Hands down,
Yeah.
my favorite. All right, Chris, what you got here?
Yeah, so I tried to go through kind of a different way. I said I was looking through all the actors. I feel like I didn't crush as many 80s movies as you guys did, but I did some. But first one I'm going here, Back to the Future. Love that movie.
Great
Back
pick.
to the
Man,
Future.
Chris,
Oh,
that's
my
my my shirt, Chris. Now that was my wraparound pick now.
Oh my God.
Love some Back to the Future.
I will never forget Chris. My mother loved watching him play that guitar.
Oh, me and Cooper were talking about that.
Johnny B.
My
Good.
mom used to die laughing at that part. I love
All right, so hit y'all off with my favorite movie of all time that I can
Ooh.
sit here and watch. I can watch it no matter what time it comes on, when it comes on. Indiana Jones,
Mm.
Raiders of the Lost
Ooh,
Ark.
we
on the other day,
used to
Jay.
watch
That's a
that
good pick,
ton
JB.
growing up.
Good pick.
Absolutely.
Now,
Absolutely.
I'm gonna pick this one because I don't want any of y'all to have it. This next one. This is one of the best comedies of the 80s. Anytime you get a rodent doing a little dance like this,
Oh.
your little gopher dance. Go ahead, give me that caddy shot.
Oh,
Okay.
Chevy Chase was sweet with the. So this one I watched a lot. I tried to think of ones that I just would go back to a lot, could watch it any time. For
Uh-huh.
me, this one I watched a lot with my dad. It's Field of Dreams. He loved that movie. I
Okay.
feel like I just would have always just put that one on as easy movie to watch. Yeah, I love that movie.
Field of Dreams, like them sports movies.
Mm-hmm.
I do feel
Surprised
like
you may
sports,
say-
some sports movies are on my list pretty heavy. So
Uh-huh. All right, Joey.
It's on me, JB.
Oh,
Yes.
sorry, Buttons. My bad. My bad.
Chris, speaking of sports movies, I have to include at least one sports movie on my list, and why not a classic comedy, a baseball movie, Major League.
oh, me and Joey always talk about when he's like, remember
Oh, boo.
when Willie Mays Hayes gets cut? Remember he's like, I'm already
What?
cut. What do you
I'm going already?
And then he just sprints down just in his pajamas, crushes it. That's another one I watched when I was like, just how you could easily throw on Pedro Serrano.
Oh,
sweet,
yeah.
that's a
Mhm.
Oh, boo.
stuff.
Is very bad.
Hey, Joe. Hey, bartender. Joe Boo needs a refill.
I had that on my list, Buttons.
All right.
Joey, what you got?
JB at number 2. This made this person into a international superstar.
Mm.
Purple Rain.
Oh, What a good pick.
OCB. Go OCB somewhere wetting his pants right now.
I have no
CB
idea.
loved Purple Rain, boy. He loved Prince. He loved Prince.
I have no idea why I was allowed to watch that.
C
But I
Double loves Prince, Joey. He loves him. All right, what you got at number 3, Joey?
JB, at number 3, I'm actually going to go the second greatest sequel of all time. And this gentleman's best movie out of all of the blockbusters that he's done. He's done some maybe the biggest his movies have made the most money in movie history. But this movie, made in 1986, the year the Giants won their first Super Bowl, is the best movie that he's ever done.
Ooh.
Aliens.
Oh. That was on my list for sure.
I had it on my list.
Yep.
Second greatest sequel ever made. It almost fell through.
Yeah. Aliens. Good. That's a great pick.
You still haven't seen the other prequel, Joey?
I haven't seen that one.
We
yet.
saw one in the theater.
It was great.
Prometheus, I think, one of them.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. Yep.
There's another.
They're all pretty good.
I like that whole series. I have not seen the newest one yet though.
I have. It is off the freaking chain.
Yeah,
Okay.
I heard the new one is really good.
It is like
Aliens movies have me.
It's supposed to be that the one that just came out is supposed to be before Alien took place.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's number 3
Okay.
because they've had 2 prequels before the third one, right? The one that just came out would be 3 and 6. 3 of
it's
6,
like,
right?
So yeah, because you got Prometheus, the movie that came after Prometheus.
What was that one called? Prometheus. That was called.
And then this one, and then it's supposed to be Aliens, and then the last one, like Alien Requiem, or whatever they
Requiem.
Yeah.
But you also had Aliens and Predators, which is good too. The Alien, they mix Aliens and Predators. I love that.
AVP.
I like those ones. I do.
All right, I'm up.
No, I'm up.
Yep.
Oh, buttons up. That's right. Keep skipping buttons.
All right. I have to go with. I have a comedy on my list. I have a sports / comedy on my list. I got to go with an action movie on my list. I'm gonna go with 1984's revolutionized, really CG a lot, The Terminator.
Great.
I'll be back.
Great That's that dang James Cameron.
I had it on my it was called Alien Covenant, Chris.
Yeah, I was looking it up. Yeah,
Covenant.
That was 2, right?
Yeah, that was the one that came. The Prometheus, how it ended, the android. That's why they didn't trust androids. Flew to somewhere, and then we saw what he did to the woman. She was all dissected, and he had taken all the little aliens and hit all the babies and put the alien pods in them. So it was.
Oh yeah,
it was making
which is the one that had the massive bald-headed guys. That was the first one. Remember
that
was
Prometheus.
Prometheus had they were
huge.
Yeah,
the big guys. The big guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
That was Prometheus.
Okay. Yeah.
They had a name for him too. I forgot the name. It's so much.
It looked like powder, but huge.
Yeah. All right, Buttons. Yours was what? The Terminator.
The Terminator.
Right?
Yeah.
You like Buttons? You like Terminator or Terminator 2 better?
I do like both of them, but I prefer the first one.
I think I like Terminator 2. That was the one where I was I couldn't see it because it was R, but my stepdad, I think, went and watched it. I kept asking him all these questions about it. Just film it for me.
All right, Chris, what you got?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with another comedy here. Give me Uncle Buck.
Oh,
Uncle Buck.
Love me some Uncle Buck.
That one's great. Take this quarter, go downtown, and have
one.
a rat gnaw that thing off your face.
All right.
Remember, I don't know if you guys remember when we grew up. On Saturdays, they used to always show the same movies. What was the one where he was outside on a beach? It was
Summer Rental?
Yeah,
that's
what
summer rental.
that thing used to always play on Saturdays.
Yeah.
Remember, it'd be like in the middle of the day, and then there was another one that was like they had like it was maybe about summer school. It wasn't him. I think it was the guy who was at Harmon.
It's the guy. It's the actually. I think it's the guy who it's the guy from NCIS.
Yeah.
NCIS New
Oh,
Orleans.
I think it's called Summer School.
It's called
It
Summer
was like
School.
always on Saturdays.
Yeah, always.
Fantastic movie.
Yeah, that's a
Always.
sweet one.
All right, so I got some great picks, some movies. I'm gonna go with one of the. I'll go with one of the first. When I first saw this movie, I was like, "What is going on?" It was one of the first like really crazy movies I saw, but one of the best movies I saw, Scarface.
Oh, that's a big one.
Mm.
Huge. That's still like that poster.
I remember when it came out,
It's better.
and it was so long, it had an intermission in the movie theaters. Like it was back in the day, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Scarface. Now I'm gonna go with a movie that kind of changed the game. Probably one of Spike Lee's best movies he ever did. That's right, Joey.
Joey left it around.
You gotta do the right
That was
thing, Joey.
on that one. That was number one, JB. On that Rolling Stones, that list. They had it one.
I know.
Oh wow!
Greatest movie. It's the greatest movie ever. It's my favorite movie of all time.
Do the right thing.
Yet it got swiped.
You let that thing roll. You knew that was JB was gonna jump on that thing.
Come on, man. You gotta go with your favorites first. And you did good though, because if you didn't take Trading Places, I was gonna take that. Oh no, Bunch took that.
I took that.
I was gonna take Empire Strikes Back. I had it on my list right here at the bottom, ready to snatch it up. It happens.
This one, another comedy here. My stepdad was always hyping this up as a one of the. It was definitely an adult comedy. They had a ton of those back then, but this was kind of the first one I used to kind of get into, and this was Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Oh,
I had that on my paper too.
It's a great movie.
One part where she comes out of the shower, of the pool. I was like, when I was a kid, you're like, oh my god. Someone said that's like the most paused scene in like movie
history.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one is great.
Good movie.
Definitely
good
on
movie.
my list.
What did I put? Fast Time. Oh yeah, it came out in '82. How old were you '82, Chris?
Oh, I would have been like 1.
Yeah.
All righty. There's so
This
many
is-
good movies out here.
This is a classic that every single year my wife and I watch
Oh.
around Thanksgiving.
Oh.
Oh,
Planes, trains, and automobiles. But
remember they're like, those aren't pillows. Those aren't
So
pillows.
I see a lot of couple SNL guys, man.
Remember when he was like, remember when the guy came and picked him up, and he was like making his wife. In the
Get your
truck.
legs behind.
Remember, he was like, she's got it.
her first baby come out sideways. She didn't scream or nothing.
Was she the one that was spitting?
No, that was him. He was.
Oh, you go. Oh, that's hilarious. I had that on my list also.
Oh, Do the Right Thing is gone. It's the greatest movie,
Do the right
the greatest
thing.
movie ever made. In my
Do the
opinion,
right thing.
the greatest movie ever made. JB, this number 4. Since I have to pivot.
Pivot.
Joey's got a pivot.
I'm gonna have to go with an Eddie Murphy. Yes, I'm gonna go to Eddie Murphy. I have to go Coming to America. Gotta go Come to America.
I knew you were going to go one of those Eddie Murphys.
Have to.
Coming to America. Okay. What else you got there?
Number 5 is a movie that no one will take, but it's one of the greatest movies ever made. It's made by a writer and producer of Eddie Murphy, Hollywood Shuffle.
Oh, I
What a
didn't think I'd
shuffle.
know that.
Oh,
Hollywood
but
Shuffle.
you talking about hoe cakes?
Okay. That movie was such an influence on me. It's a spoof. It talks about the how black actors are pretty much stuck and they only play what they're supposed to play.
Wants my freedom, Casper.
I gotta check it
Massa-
out. I
it
gotta
said-
check
it
it
said-
out.
Massa beat us on Monday. Beat us on Tuesday.
But JP, the funniest part of that,
Can you feel it, Casper? Can you feel it?
they were at a black acting school, but they were white teachers. Like
Oh,
they were the experts of being black actors. But there's a part on there where they're spoofing a pimp movie. It's called Attack of the Street Pimps. It's crazy. That influenced me so much. I wrote a paper
On a street pimp?
and I called my paper Attack of the Street Pimps in 2nd grade. And turned
Did you
that
get a whooping?
and
Did
got
you
a
get a
phone
beating?
call home. That was my first phone call home.
You get no beating?
I did not.
You lucky. I
I
probably
didn't.
got destroyed.
Attack of the Street Pimps.
Y'all know who John Witherspoon is, right?
yeah.
Yeah, he was in there too. He's the
Button
one talking about
knows
hoe
him too.
cakes. He was like,
No.
hoe cakes, hoe cakes. He was like, hoe cakes, yeah. He said,
Winky.
hoes gotta eat too.
Winky Dinky Dog.
Winky Dinky Dog. Oh my goodness. He's like, Winky Dinky Dog. Oh my
I
goodness.
definitely have heard. I don't think I knew what that was from though.
Oh yeah, you probably heard us. Yeah, people saying that kind of
Winky
nonsense.
Dinky
All right, Buttons, we got number 5, Buttons.
You know, JB, I'm going over my actors here, and I have Murphy and Aykroyd. I've got Charlie Sheen. I've got Arnold Schwarzenegger. I've got John Candy and Steve Martin.
Yep.
You know, I don't have Bruce Willis.
Oh yeah, Buttons.
And I'm
Die
going to
Hard.
take Die Hard
There you
as
go,
my
buddy.
last pick,
There
JB.
you
He's
go.
like, who gonna take Die Hard?
There
Okay.
you go.
As Joey would not say, one of the greatest Christmas movies ever.
Ever.
Somebody over here on this panel does not believe it's a Christmas movie. Who is that? Is it you, Buttons?
I think it's
Or is
me.
it Chris?
It's probably
I
me.
mean, I wouldn't say it was, but I know a lot of people say it. So
It's very iffy.
I don't think
We
I would.
got into a
hate- I think
whole
Buttons was
argument
the one who
about it
said
before.
Yeah.
It's right here. Look, see?
It's borderline.
Christmas
It's borderline. It's borderline.
It's our list.
Beach Street.
Joey had
There's
it
the
number
list.
2.
There's the list.
And he had it up there.
Beach Street.
Look at Joey's list.
Hey, Beach Street. Oh my
Beach-
God.
Oh my
That's a
goodness. Beat
Christmas
Street.
movie.
Come on now.
He is reaching there. Jeez.
All right. Chris, what you got at number 5?
All right, so this one had the most impact on me. I probably watched it the most. I watched it all the time. Not just me, my family. We still would watch this movie and bring it up. It is Labyrinth.
Ooh. You know, Chris, real quick story. Interesting pick. When I was a kid, my dad took me to my first ever baseball game live at the Rogers Center in Toronto. We took a bus. We were in New York, near Syracuse.
All right.
Took a bus to Toronto. What was playing on the bus ride? Labyrinth.
That's how you recognize. That's how you
Yeah.
remember it.
Yep. First
Oh,
ever
we
Blue
used
Jays,
to watch
first
it.
ever Blue Jays game with my
We
dad.
used to watch it all the time, all the time. I mean, I would have been what 7, 8 in that range. So
17 in 87?
7 or 8.
Oh,
I'd
you
say
said
17.
17.
7
I'm
or
like,
8, yeah.
what?
7 or 8, yeah.
They're talking about making redoing it.
Wow, really?
but they were like, who would play David Bowie's part? I'm not sure who you get for that.
Yeah.
All right.
Sometimes they
So-
just leave it be.
My last pick
Uncle Jack.
I got, just so y'all know, some of my favorite movies. Full Metal Jacket, great movie.
Good movie, JB.
One of my favorite cult movies, American Werewolf in London. One of my favorite movies ever.
I remember seeing
frightened me.
the redone one in the theaters.
That movie.
Yeah. The Shining.
Ooh.
Have y'all seen the Shining sequel that came out like recently?
No.
There's a sequel to the
I
Shining
don't think I saw that.
that came out like recently. It's
Is that the one? It's not named anything with The Shining then.
No, but
Is it the one where they got like the
I
mist
think
or
Ewan
something?
McGregor's in it.
Yeah, it's the one with like the mist or something.
Okay.
Like they can like there's like a lady with a top hat.
Yes, that's Rebecca Ferguson.
Oh, she's got like it's like a mist or something that she can like.
Came out in 2000. It's called Doctor Sleep. Well,
Yeah,
let me
it's like
tell
they
you
get
something.
she like can do
Dr.
something with like
Sleep.
while they're sleeping.
That movie was so good.
Yeah, it is a good movie. I saw it.
All
Okay.
It's like
Can't
when they
forget-
fall asleep, she does something.
Yeah.
To
I'm gonna have
them.
to check
you can't
that out.
forget.
then.
Look, you can't forget RoboCop.
RoboCop.
How
can't
many
forget-
people died in that movie?
E.T.
E.T.
Phone
Classic. Classic.
classic movie. We
Extraterrestrial.
mentioned this. We mentioned this the other day. They Live
They live.
Oh,
Right.
great. Oh man.
came out in '88, and then
Oh, in the theater.
Blade Runner,
Ooh,
great movie.
Blade Runner.
But one of my favorite horror movies of all time that just scared the living crap out of me, Kurt Russell, The Thing.
The thing.
Oh,
My God,
good pick, JB.
that movie is one of my all-time favorites. And they made another one like it. It wasn't better than the first one, but it was still good. But it was crazy.
That one that they made, JB, was a prequel, correct?
But it was. It's right. It was the pre. It's
It was
right,
it was the prequel, and then The Thing takes place like right after it.
Yes, that's right. I remember now because the Huskies got free.
Yep.
And they went to the other part and they brought the Thing with them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, I love that movie. All right, nice.
Well, have you
nice.
seen JB? There are in Buttons. I don't know on Netflix. There's like they have a show. It's like the movies. It's called The Movies That Have Made Us. Have you ever seen it?
I don't think
No,
so.
I haven't seen
And
that.
well, it's really it's like basically like you know how they had like a behind the music on VH1.
Mhm.
It would be like that where they're like basically breaking down like all of these movies from like the 80s and 90s that are like it's like an hour long. Like they did Home Alone and they said they show where it's all shot. It was like in the school gymnasium. It's like an hour long, like behind the look, but they have like all these 80s and 90s movies. It's like an hour long show, but it's sweet. If you really like a movie, like they have RoboCop. There's like the Michael Myers, what's that? Halloween. They did, like, one on them.
Halloween.
They show like how like low budget and they show like he flips like they show how they do everything. It's sweet. It's a really good show if you like.
And I
behind
did
the
miss. I did. I'm sorry. I forgot to mention 48 Hours as well. Eddie Murphy.
Wait,
Oh, that's a great one.
One of
That's
the
when I
best
thought you guys
movies.
were a couple. Joey, I'm surprised you didn't go. What was the breakdancing one? I thought you loved on that.
Breaking.
What's the one with like what was that? Was that what it
It had
was?
to be
Breaking?
breaking. That came out in the 80s.
It was probably breaking.
And then I thought you were gonna go with I'm gonna get you, sucker. I thought
is an amazing movie.
Joey used to talk about that. I had on my list.
It came
I
out
had
in
80,
it must came out in the 80s.
87, 88,
88. When did In Living Color come out?
that was
89, 90.
yeah, right
Yeah.
around there.
Yeah,
I
I'm
had
87.
written
Yeah.
down on my list. I had Top Gun,
Mm.
Top
Big,
Gun. Okay.
Big with Tom Hanks,
Yeah, big.
Okay.
Mhm.
Naked Gun,
Oh, funny.
Airplane,
Yeah.
All those movies are
I
funny.
was watching Enrico Palazzo call balls and strikes yesterday.
Remember he had the big, he always had the big, massive thing like the umpires. Like nobody has that anymore. He had the huge thing. I had so Airplane, Beetlejuice, and then another one like that I love that was like 80s raunchy comedy.
Yeah, twice buttons. I could
Only
swear
twi-
you say
No,
it
no,
twice.
only 2 times, JB.
I know. I said
Not a
you said it
third.
twice. No, you said it twice.
Not
I
a
heard
third.
you.
And then I had Joey. We used to love on this one, Porky's.
Porky's.
Oh, love Porky's.
That's my father's movie.
Don't get me started on watching Porky's.
Well,
Class
the
A.
80s were like the 80s had so many of those raunchy, like
Yes, they did.
high
Yep.
school, college,
Revenge
comedies,
of the
and
Nerds.
Porky's
Oh,
was,
Revenge
like,
of the
the best
Nerds. Oh,
one.
Joey. I thought Joey was going to take Revenge of the Nerds. That was on my list also. Ghostbusters.
I thought for
Brian
sure
Lambs.
Joey was going to
Yeah,
take
and
Revenge
then
of the Nerds.
one big one was Beverly Hills Cop on my list as well.
Oh,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
Joey loved on what's the one with Gutenberg?
Police Academy.
Oh, Police
But-
Academy.
but every single one.
Every single one of them funny. Yep. All of
Every
them.
single one.
Joey, what's the movie we talked about and I can never remember? It was like a cowboy, but he was like a skeleton.
Cowboy.
JB might know this. I know JB would have seen that one. I know
Cowboy
Buttons would have too.
skeleton?
His
It
name
used
was
to come
Jesse.
on TV all the time.
His name was Jesse. He was the grandfather, the great grandfather. They were like
Oh.
ghosts.
Jesse Cowboy Skeleton.
It was definitely a horror movie.
And they had like a weird, oh my gosh, it came on and I can remember it as a kid, but it would come on.
House 2? No idea.
You said House 2, Buttons?
House 2. That's what I
Oh,
looked
it
at.
might have been.
I looked up on
That's
Google.
it. That's it right there. That's it.
It came on
House
TV.
2.
It came on
I
TV
never-
all
I
the
never
time.
heard of
I've never heard of it, never seen it. I typed in Google Cowboy Skeleton movie Jesse,
House
and that
2.
popped up.
It was like this weird section. Like it was one of those that like as a little kid, like it would come on and I would be like trying to sneak it before my mom.
Oh my goodness. Bill Maher was in it.
Oh my
Bill
goodness.
Maher?
Wow.
Yes.
What was the one with Kurt Russell where there was like an Asian dude with like real long fingers?
Big Trouble in Little China. Great flick. Great flick. Kurt Russell was the man in that
Oh
movie.
yeah, I
Escape from
remember
New
that.
York?
That guy was like creepy.
Was it Escape from New York? And then he made a sequel, Escape from LA?
Yes, he did.
Oh, I got to see that dude now. I remember that. Oh yeah, who was the guy who played it? I don't even know who that was. Is that the guy who's?
I don't know who this guy is.
I just remember he had like real long fingers.
Oh wow, House 2.
House 2. I'll probably ask that in like 3 years, and Buttons will pull it again.
Hey, it had a $3 million budget and it made $10 million at the box office.
Oh,
That's
that's
all
a-
profit.
Yeah.
That's
All right, making profit from the TV shows.
It was coming on all the time.
Steph
That's
Curry.
profit.
Man, I remember all of those movies. I mean, I remember this was in the 90s, but like because remember back then, like you would get like a free preview like for like a weekend of like Cinemax or HBO.
Uh-huh.
And you just
They still do that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You'd be loving. And remember at night they have the
Cinemax, you
Cinemax.
Oh, it's
probably
on.
watching you probably watching Young Lady Chatterley. That's what you were watching. And y'all shouldn't have been watching it. Y'all should not have been watching it.
Oh,
man.
Y'all
Hey.
watching it.
Hey, it's free, JB.
Absolutely.
I mean, I'm up and there's nothing else on. What else am I gonna do?
Hey,
Yeah.
don't get me started with that. It's a PG show.
Yeah.
Don't get me started
Oh,
with
right,
Young
that's
Lady
right.
Chatterley. Oh my goodness. Oh, Cinemax.
The old Skinner
Back in the
Oh,
day,
yeah.
the night.
Yes, sir.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Yep. I'll put it in the chat what I called Cinemax back in the in the 90s. Y'all can look at it for everybody to do a check. That's what it was. That's what it was. It's no doubt in my mind. That's what it was. Clearly. But anyway.
Yeah. This will have to be a discussion off air one day.
Yeah.
Hey, Buttons, you gonna be good for the Buttons minute?
I am.
Yes.
All right, here we go. Let's get it started. Let's get it cracking.
I appreciate you,
The floor is
JB,
yours.
Chris, Joey, millions. You know, with March Madness right around the corner, I felt it prudent that I address a near and dear issue of mine for the
Caddyshack
world to
Buttons.
know.
Caddyshack, baby.
You stole my pick.
Get that gopher. Get that gopher dance.
The NCAA has recently discussed the possibility of expanding March Madness from its current format of 68 teams to a 72 or even a 76 team field in the coming years. The NCAA's motive is clear. More playoff teams equals more games, which equals more money. But is expanding March Madness good for the sport? I say no, and here's why. Let's compare first the viewership of these play-in games. On average, these games net around 2 to 3 million viewers, while the actual games average almost 10 million viewers. The fans don't want play-in games of 11 seeds of at-large teams that are not very good anyway. These are very flawed teams usually as well. Since 1985, 11 seeds in March Madness had an overall record of 104 and 156. They have reached the Final Four just 5 times. These teams aren't often your championship contenders, so why add more of them? The best part of March Madness is the Cinderella stories, the upsets, when a small mid-major school takes down a powerhouse. That's what makes the Madness so special. Now, I say go back to 64, and if you win your conference, you're guaranteed an actual spot. None of this play-in game 16 seed nonsense. What makes March Madness so great is that it isn't easy to make the tournament. Each of the 31 conferences only get one automatic representative. That leaves the other 37, which really should be 33 if it were up to me, spots up for grabs for the best teams remaining. This makes it tough for even power conference teams to earn at-large bids. Expanding the tournament takes the pressure off bigger schools, who now know they have more room for error in the regular season. Here's the bottom line in reality. Much like in college football, if the NCAA wants to expand the tournament, they ultimately will. If they believe there's more money to be made, which there is, they will do it. But I say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Don't try to change March Madness when there's nothing wrong with it. I thank you and good night.
Tell him, Button. Tell him, Button.
All right, here we go. 64 teams we need to have, not more. Not more. Those 5 teams, those 5 teams include 2 from Virginia, right? VCU was 1, 11 seed, and George Mason was another.
Right. I believe so.
I think that year that Gonzaga lost to Baylor, UCLA was 1, right? One day in that.
They were in the
Syracuse one. Was it Syracuse one time?
Syracuse were in there, yeah, one time.
From the bubble or whatever, from the play-in game.
Should have been even been play better.
Hey, if Carolina makes it in and has to play in, then I'm all for the 60. I'm all for the 68 teams.
Oh my goodness!
But then next year I'll agree with you.
Yeah.
Well, I need a revision. What was that? Real quick. Just one of those movies. Remember there was a movie in the 80s where these things would, like these gremlin-y looking things would come out of the toilet. I just remember that box.
Ghoulies?
What?
Critters.
It might be Ghoulies.
Oh, is that what it is? I remember the box, and always like when you go to American, what was it, Family Video or whatever?
Oh, yes.
And they would show you the video. You remember that, Buttons? You don't remember that movie?
Okay, hang on. I just Googled it. I definitely do not remember this movie ever. I'm going to check it out for sure because it looks weird.
Ghoulies, right?
Ghoulies.
Oh, that's what it was. I just remember
definitely the Ghoulies.
And there's a Ghoulies 2, and there's a Ghoulies 3, and there's a Ghoulies 4.
Yes, there is, Buttons.
Have you
Come
seen it, JB?
I think I saw it back in the day.
Okay.
Oh,
been a
they always
while
had
since
like
I
those
watched the
weird
Ghoulies.
movies like that.
Ghoulies.
There was one where it was like they were in the sand. It was like Tremors, maybe.
Yeah, that was
Yeah, it's
Tremors.
Tremors.
That's a
They
good
made
one.
a they made
Great
a remake of that recent last year, I believe.
I think there are like four Tremors movies.
Yeah, it
Man.
is. There's a couple of those too.
Yeah, there are.
All right, time for the delusional picks of the night.
Oh boy.
How we do
Oh.
last week?
One of them hit, didn't it?
One of them hit Buttons.
The lock.
Which one? The big boy hit?
No.
The lock.
The lock hit.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. Like that big boy, you had darts and.
The lock was those NHL picks.
Yes, it was Buttons.
That's right.
Oh, okay.
Sticking with the
Good job.
NHL,
Joey. I
Joey?
wasn't. I ain't gonna lie. I wasn't. I didn't play. I didn't play any. I didn't make any bets. I
Well,
was.
JB, I guess you
You
don't
I
like
did.
money.
You get. You get. Y'all like money? Okay, let's go.
That's
Let's
not
make
like
it
money.
happen. Let's go. Week 2. Can you get on a hot streak? That's the question.
Go.
Can you back to back this thing?
Yeah.
JB, always remember.
Bet on black.
SMDMM. SMDMM. That's your motto. One of your mottos, JB.
You know, another one of them. It is you gotta crawl before you ball.
Crawl before you
Ball
ball.
before you ball.
Crawl before you ball.
What in the world was that?
That's a new one now.
Ball.
We're,
I asked
we're-
Joey, what's his saying? He was like, crawl for your ball? Like, no.
I was working on some stuff over there before I got on the show, and I overheard that, and I was like, "What is he talking about?"
Crawl for your ball,
You
right?
gotta crawl before your ball.
Gotta crawl for your
Somebody-
ball.
JB's. Remember last week you were talking about getting some drops for eventually to drop in. That's crawl before you ball's got to be a new one.
I'm gonna get some drops. I'm gonna spend some time and get some drops, especially like this summertime with breaks. I'm gonna get some real drops.
That
Ready
you can
for it?
drop crawl before
You
you.
ready for this lock?
Ready.
I'm ready, man. We ready.
Plus,
Buttons, this is plus 541.
you said this was a
Oh,
lock, right?
This is a
541
lock,
lock.
Buttons. And since the National Hockey League was so good to me last week,
Revisit.
God.
I feel like I should take some more of that money from FanDuel.
Don't mind.
Let's
if I do.
start. Carolina, Detroit. Last I checked, Chelios isn't on that Detroit team. It is Iserman. So I got Carolina money line.
Yeah, is Fedorov?
Fedorov
He's not-
might
he
be
ain't on
playing.
there.
Carolina's good.
Edmonton Oilers.
Carolina's a good pick.
Edmonton Oilers going to the Islanders. Edmonton money line with the
You know I
world.
like that. You know I like that one.
Last time I checked, Gretzky wasn't on.
The greatest hockey player who ever lived.
At least they got maybe the top 10 hockey, one of the
And
best of all
still a
time.
better goal scorer than Obi.
No.
Avalanche going to Canada where they're paying all these extra tariffs. Let's go Colorado. Money line.
That's great.
And lastly, Nashville going to Anaheim. Mighty
Oh,
Ducks.
Anaheim's horrible.
Chris, I don't know if Banks is able to play.
Banks is going down.
I don't know if
Can't
Banks
hold it.
can hold that stick in his right hand.
No.
Nashville, money line.
So, Joey, are you saying that the Avalanche will win due to the tariffs?
Yes.
They are very upset over there, JB. There's a lot of
They
emotion.
can't
that
focus on the game when they're having to pay. When
Oh,
they're having to pay all that money.
you gotta.
So what
pick
happens
right.
when the Nashville team goes to Canada with all the Tennessee and Kentucky liquor being taken
That's
off
right.
the Canadian shelves? What happens?
That's right.
Lots of fighting, I'm sure.
Mhm.
They probably smuggle it under.
Y'all watching Celtic City?
Definitely will. It looks
So
excellent.
it's on HBO and Max. It's a
It-
documentary about the Celtics.
It looks
Okay.
I gotta
excellent.
check it out. It's supposed to be real good.
Looks excellent.
I'll check it
It's
out.
gonna go from the past,
Yeah.
from Cousy to Russell to
Oh,
to
wow.
Bill-
what's
Bill-
current.
Bill Simmons does a really good job when being executive producer of these. He's
Mhm.
Is it a
excellent.
show or a series, or is it a
They got a series like documentary
Series.
type
Yeah.
series. Isaiah said he wasn't gonna be on this one because they weren't gonna get him again. So they
Oh,
set him
really?
up on Jordan's one on
Oh,
the
boy.
Jordan one. They got set up, so he won't get set up this time.
So did Scotty.
Oh yeah.
Scotty's like never again.
That
He's been
set
mad
me
since.
up.
He's been mad since.
All right, Joey, what we got for the big boy? Because old JB is shutting down here.
All right, so the big boy is going to be a little bit different because I mistakenly put a game on there that actually just finished. I did put the Golden State game on there, so I'm not sure what it really is. But according to my 10-legger, even though it's going to be a 9-legger, I got 12 plus 1240.
Oh, that's not too
9
bad. Did you
legs
actually
plus
win?
1240.
Did you win?
I
State?
won the first leg.
What's that
Wait,
cash
Golden
out?
State
Cash
line?
out, cash out.
Cash out, they're not giving it to me yet. I'm sure when I wake up,
It'll be there.
They're
Full-
nervous. They're nervous
the-
now,
The
though.
full
Yeah.
amount. Okay.
yeah.
They're like we need to wait till the big boss comes in the morning. We can decide what we can do with this guy.
I'm sure it will definitely be there.
A Joey meeting.
So I had Golden State money line. I'm gonna go back to those. I'm gonna go back to those darts.
Uh-oh.
Those darts are it's intriguing.
I'm with you. There's value in the darts.
There is.
Chris, of course,
Darts.
they value in darts. The guy who can sit at home and just watch it. I'm like, what darts?
That's right. When you're single with no kids, what you find yourself doing is watching House 2 and
Watching darts, young lady Chatterley, and
I give me some Porky's 2,
There you go.
Porky's 3, House 2. I skip House 1. I just go straight to 2.
House too.
And now probably Ghoulies 1 through 5. And darts.
and don't forget young lady Chatterley.
Hey, just bring that up in the chat. Don't
Everybody needs a hobby, JB.
I know, right? Everybody. You ain't lying. Joey, are you trying to refigure out your daggone thing, or you ready to go?
I am ready to go, JB. Just
How many dart players do we
make
have?
sure I got this thing
He's
right.
like, hold on. They're cashing me out.
That is, yeah, that's
Did the
that.
Pistons lose to the Wizards tonight?
Yes, they did.
Wow.
Yes, they
Yeah.
did, JB.
The old Skinamax. Buttons knew right away when I said that.
Gotcha, man. I mean,
Hey, it's free for the weekend.
it's free. I mean, waste it.
every teen boy
you can't waste it, right?
every teen boy never wanted to leave the house on those.
Bud was
free
like,
weekends.
Absolutely.
Did my mom go to bed yet? Is
Absolutely.
midnight yet?
You're looking tired. You're yawning, Mom. Just go to bed already. I only got this whole weekend. Soak it up.
Wizards are 14-51. Them winning is a mistake.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Why are you winning right now?
They probably try not. I mean, the problem is they can't really. I mean, they're
Well,
roster's poor.
See how bad the Wizards got 14 wins this year. See how bad the Hornets are. Wizards beat them 4 times. They
What?
swept the Hornets. Yes.
That's bad. That's bad teams there.
Wow.
Jeez.
Well, just checking something real quick.
Joey's checking his darts, guys.
That's okay.
Chicago and the Nets is showing your boy Cam Thomas, Chris. He played it back to back.
Oh, he's actually back.
He is back, but he doesn't play. He hasn't played in a back-to-back yet.
Then who do you think he is? Joel Embiid?
Or Kawhi. Well, I guess because they're probably saying, well, there's no point in pushing them because we're horrible.
Kobe White.
Kobe White's still
That's
a
some big
beast.
numbers.
Okay,
Are you
Got
ready?
it.
ready.
All right. So what's the real number here, fella?
JB, I don't know what the real number is.
Oh, that was nasty.
All right, so I got some Australian rules football going on.
There we go.
Oh,
Rugby.
I'm going to take Hawthorne at Essendon. I'll take Hawthorne money line.
Hawthorne money line. Okay.
I got another AFL match going on.
This turned into comedy. Go ahead.
The Geelong Cats versus Fremantle. Give me Geelong money.
Geelong. Spell
Geelong.
that. Is it G then long?
like G, like
G-E-E.
G-E-E.
And then long?
All one word.
Okay.
Geelong Cats.
Now let's sprinkle a little darts in there.
All right, there we go.
Darts.
Let's go Anthony Allen versus Rick Hessing. Anthony Allen money line.
Sound like an actor, Anthony Allen.
Anthony Allen money line.
No way these guys are American.
Hit those 60s, please.
When I first looked at it, I thought it said Lloyd Walker versus Charlie Murphy, but it's actually Charlie Manby. So I'll take Charlie Manby money line. It looked like Charlie Murphy when I first looked.
Manby?
Manby.
Man B.
Charlie Manby.
M-A-N?
M-A-M-B-Y. M-A-M-B-Y.
Game
All right.
blouses.
Now let's get a little tournament action in the future A10 champions VCU money line. The St. Bonnies are going to get run out of the gym.
DC money line.
The Ducks are playing Sparty. Sparty money line. Ole Miss taking on Auburn. This may be Auburn's last win of the conference. Auburn money line.
Wait,
Yeah.
Joey, how you're not able to bet VCU game, are you?
No, he's not.
I did it in Maryland.
Oh.
Yeah, so they have to take that one out.
All right, we're taking that one out for us, but
Maryland.
all
I
right.
did it when I was picking up Coop.
Nice.
That's what you do. You cross the line, plop it in,
Across the line.
plop it in, and drive back.
NBA.
Oh boy.
Charlotte's at the Spurs. Spurs have just got another injury. Their starting point guard is out, but I'm gonna still go the Spurs money line. Charlotte's awful.
Hey, Miles Bridges put them numbers though. Check his stats last couple
what
games.
That guy does. That's what that guy does.
Put
But
them 30 points every game.
the
I'll take
guard,
it.
the guard has to figure it out because the guard's brother
Ball.
Tweaker is more popular than him right now.
The who?
The guard's brother
Whoa.
with Tweaker
The tw-
is more
The
well
song.
known than he is right.
I know the song, Joey.
More well known than he is. He has to figure
tweaking.
it out. He has to
Neither of them ever lost.
never lost.
Neither of them.
That what his dad says?
And the other one said he may end up after he got his foot cut off. Don't be surprised if he grows another one back.
Yeah.
He did not say that, did he?
oh my
Yes, he
goodness.
did.
He said it with a straight face. Don't be surprised.
Well, you know how he is.
I grow another
He
foot back.
said you never know.
Never know.
He's
Oh.
like, I told that bad foot I ain't never lost. I'm gonna grow another one.
Oh my gosh. I'm glad that he's healthy now though.
All right, hit
Look
the
at my
last.
lost column. It
Anything
says
else?
0.
What's the last one?
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
I thought that was
We
8.
got so the lock is NHL. You got the Hurricanes, Oilers, Avalanche. What's the Nashville team name?
The Predators.
Predators.
And the Predators. Okay, money lines. Okay.
Oh,
I'm tired of that. I didn't even do my Mr. Money Line dance tonight. My goodness. All right. Let's see. And then for whatever number you have for the big boy, you got rugby in
It's gonna be
Australia. Down under, you got Hawthorne and Geelong.
The
Geelong.
Cats.
Darts, you got Allen and Manby.
Charlie Murphy.
You got Michigan State, Auburn money line, and you got the Spurs against the Hornets money line.
Whoa.
All right, guys. I would stick around for some extra commentary tonight. but your boy is tired.
Joey,
Now,
real
we'll tell
quick,
you-
real quick, 2 movies I thought we would name. Karate Kid, we didn't
Ooh.
hit.
Yeah.
Predator, we didn't hit.
Oh, yes.
Because y'all didn't pick those.
Remember
You
the
know
one
what?
dude was like,
I ain't got time to bleed.
wasn't he like shaving? He was shaving with just
Yes,
a
he
knife.
was.
Are you talking about Predator?
And
Uh-huh.
Predator, yeah.
Like, I see you. I see you.
Oh, old Mac.
Old
Mac,
Mac.
my man.
Didn't
Yeah.
he had the big eyes like the WWF guy?
I'm gonna have
He
me
had
some
huge
fun.
eyes.
I'm gonna have me some fun. I'm gonna
Have
have
you
me
some
some
fun. Yeah. Oh, yes,
Man,
sir.
there's
Predator,
too
that
many.
was
There's
a-
probably we'll probably be thinking now like all week about movies in the 80s just
80s
popping up
was-
in our head. Oh, I should have. We need like 20
There's
of them.
lots.
80s
Yeah.
was a pretty decent decade.
decade. Yeah, it was. That was my middle school, high school decade for me.
It gets hated on, but it
Yeah.
was actually all right.
Yep. Free Cinemax all the time.
There you go.
You know.
There you go.
You know what time it is?
There you go.
Oh my
Luckily-
goodness.
Luckily,
Hold on, buddy.
that extended out to the 90s for us. So.
Yeah. Guys, y'all have a good night and good luck. Fantasy basketball playoffs start next week. I know me and Buns are locked in.
I'll see one of y'all there.
Joey be joining us. That's
I'm
the
not
key.
very confident.
Here we
Nah,
go. As